It's time. There you go.
Start video transmission. We are live. We refresh the stream, make sure it's up. Everybody else, we should be moving.
Yeah.
We got motion.
We got a little motion going on. Oh, and we're live officially. Welcome back, everybody.
Monday.
welcome, everybody. Let people get in the chat. Here for the third week of TD3 live. It's been great.
Love it, man. I feel like every Monday, the early people should get a little bonus of whether it be like inside conversation they'd be having at TD3, maybe a quick little story time for the first 2 minutes before all the other, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you got a story to tell people?
Yeah, exactly. You guys hear a story about my first encounter with a rat?
Yeah, let's hear about your first rat. How you lost your rat virginity?
That's gross. Yo, don't. That sounds like you're violating me. Do not say that. All right, so it was one night. I came in. I went to use the bathroom. All right, I had some hefty in my stomach. I had to take a number 2.
Okay, so, very vulgar already. Let's go.
Details.
Went ahead, pants down. I let go all of my problems. All right?
Man's a storyteller.
Yeah, I let go all of my problems.
Real rap shit.
You know, I was cleaning up myself and wipe all that stuff. And the next thing you know, I feel something run across my toes. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I look down, and it's a tiny rat. I see a long ass tail, tiny rat. And I lift up my feet while I'm still like, keep in mind, this is mid number 2, you know? And so I'm like, oh shit. And then I lift up my feet, and then motherfuckers running around going crazy. And then, bro, I lose my mind. I get up. And it's just it's a graphic scene. And I don't sit back down. I'm literally standing up on top of the bathtub at this point in time until the rat goes into whatever fucking hole that it gets back into. But that's our little story time for the day.
Love it. There you go. Y'all, if you're here early for the stream, if you're watching the replay, you get the first example of Mo's, our first story time of Mo's first rat experience. Love that. What a TD3 moment. Seen a lot of crayons in the chat. Love that. Keep spamming them. Let me see the crayon eaters. Yeah, man. As you see by the title, we're going to talk about every NBA award race this year. And instead of doing what a lot of people do and like talk about who's the MVP this far into the season, we're going to predict what we think each NBA award ballot will look like come the end of the season. So we're going to give our top 5 in each category based on what we've seen so far and how we project that to continue moving forward. But before we get to that, y'all, I think I have some gloating to do.
Gloating?
In-season tournament championship concluded. And neither one of y'all's team won. Mine did. How are y'all feeling?
Is this what we're doing? My bad. I didn't know we were celebrating just like Mickey Mouse championships. This is honestly even like worse than a Mickey Mouse championship.
Yeah, I understand when you don't have any championships in your lifetime that you can remember to like rub in. But those of us who have experienced victory, we like to rub it in whenever we can. So.
You've actually seen an NBA championship, right? Shout out to you. And you still want to celebrate this? like gloat? That's whack. That's whack.
I would just like not say a word if my team wasn't even in the top 8. So that's me at least.
Are you putting you're putting a banner up for the in-season tournament?
Correct. The shit matters. We're starting a legacy. We're making this matter. Buy-in from everybody, every team, every star player. They got to start somewhere to build history, and this is where it begins.
Listen, man, if I got a taste of that IST, just know that I will be just as happy as Isaac right now. Hold it up.
If Trae Young had an IST MVP, you would be wearing a jersey right now.
Bro, I had that IST tatted on me right now. Fuck a jersey. Let's take another step, all right? I'd be talking about it. This will be my NBA championship for the next 20, 30 years because Lord knows we're not going to win one. We're trash.
Look at the chat. Somebody has our logo as their profile picture, and it says, "I am the ultimate crayon eater, everybody."
The ultimate. I don't know.
Going for the title.
That sounds like a nightmare. Oh my goodness, I see it. Give me your crayons.
Chat, how did y'all feel about the in-season tournament finale? Did y'all enjoy the tournament overall? Talking to you guys, not just the chat.
You listen. We're slow. Exactly. I was waiting for one of the crayon eaters to just like jump through the screen and say something. It was cool. I actually like enjoyed it. I thought that Vegas was I thought that the basketball in Vegas was actually interesting and it was solid. Um, the crowd sucked. I will say that the crowds in Vegas were trash. And if there was
Yeah.
any argument to not putting like an NBA team, somebody would bring up those games because it was kind of dead. But it was really cool though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot too.
Yeah.
I feel like for the Lakers games, the crowds were solid, but for like Pacers versus Bucks, then nobody gave a fuck. It was at 2 p.m. Pacific Coast time.
I mean, yeah, it only makes sense. It only makes sense. You're in Las Vegas. The most negative team near over there is the Lakers. So I mean, they should have known what they were getting into. The other day, I saw a tweet. Some fan said the NBA should go ahead and do a thing where for every year they do the in-season tournament, do the tournament where there's a city has no team. Someone said like Mississippi, St. Louis, places like that. I'm just like,
That's a terrible idea.
uncles and aunties, and some just pass the show. That's a terrible
We're
idea.
gonna be in
bro.
Jackson, Mississippi, playing the in-season tournament on some red courts.
Yeah, it's gross, bro. It's gross. But overall, like, I think it was a hit. It was a banger. It was an excitement that everybody needed. Although, like we all know, no one's gonna like use this as serious weight for anyone's career or whatever. But
No one.
It will be. Listen, if you saw the Twitter conversations, LeBron fans already had it locked and loaded. They're using this.
LeBron fans couldn't win at all. They're cooked regardless. You win, you're getting made fun of. You lose, you're getting made fun of regardless. It's Mickey Mouse regardless, bro.
Chat, how are y'all gonna view the in-season tournament over time? How seriously do y'all take it? Because it's obviously not as serious as a ring, but I think we should count it in like resume building stuff, just because not right now. I see your face. For the league to take this seriously and for this to become a real thing that matters, you have to give it that level of seriousness. Not saying it should be like equivalent to a championship or even half a championship or whatever, but like we got to treat it like it means something, or else why are they doing it?
Yeah.
That was my entire point for the whole year leading up to this. The tournament was 7 games. Like, congratulations, you had a very good 2-week stretch. Like, you literally played one in totality. You played one playoff series, and it went 7 games. And if you won the championship, shout out to you. Like, again,
Don't they win
cool,
6
but, like,
games to win March Madness?
Yeah, but like that's
so
at the end. No, but I'm saying like that's at the end, right? And also, each one of those games is single elimination. Like if you want to start single elimination from the start, I think that would be a little bit better than 4 group play games and then instantly you go into 1, 2, 3, and it would have like a better flow. Like every single game would like mean something, and obviously it does with the point differential, but the season just started. Like it feels more like the Maui Invitational than March Madness.
Oh, you're a hater. The Maui Invitational is nuts.
No,
you're a hater.
That's a real thing. That's a real thing.
I know. But I agree. I think they could tweak the format. Like I agree. I feel like it should be a 16-team bracket instead of top 8. That'd probably be a little more interesting. Or like you said, do it later in the season. But overall, I think it's a good addition. I think it felt like in the moment playoff atmosphere, whatever that means for whatever team you're talking about. But it felt like games that mattered. It felt a little different.
The Pacers said it felt like playoff basketball, and everyone was just like, "How would y'all know?" You don't know
what do you, as Buddy Hield, know about playoff basketball?
Yeah, I think the general consensus on this from the chat, Ramon says it was more serious basketball than the regular season. Not the same level as a chip, but still a great thing for the league. And I think that's like exactly what they needed, and that's what the league needed. And it was a home run overall, bro.
Yeah. So obviously the Lakers beat the Pacers. Did y'all leave that game going forward now being more hopeful on the Lakers championship odds, or just general outlook for the season? Because we saw them lock in and really try now that they're finally healthy, have all the defenders, and they didn't just win. They stomped out the Pelicans horribly. We talked about it at the start of the last episode, and then beat the Pacers like pretty wire to wire. Are y'all confident in them now?
If anyone says that the Lakers championship odds are improved because you stomped out the Pacers and the Pelicans, my brother, you have issues.
Yeah,
you need to reevaluate yourself.
I have issues then because I believe in them. They made 2 threes against the Pacers, and against the team that runs up and down, turns every game into a track meet. Tyrese was killing everybody in the league. Giannis and Brook Lopez couldn't stop him. AD and LeBron were like, "Yeah, you're just not going to do that to us."
Bro,
and
the shot chart is nuts. I don't know. Let me share my screen so y'all can see it too. Chat's looking at the shot chart right now. 2 threes. Everything else is in here in the paint. just utter domination. And that's the style the Lakers need to play to win, which coincidentally, the Pacers are the worst rim defense in the league. They allow the most possible because their whole game plan is that they're not going to allow any threes and they're going to take the most threes and kind of outmath you. So take it with a small grain of salt because this is what the Pacers wanted them to do. But the Lakers took that and did it to the best of their ability and completely dominated them. I'm hopeful that this game plan can work against most teams.
Look, man, just a couple of nights ago, we saw, speaking of most teams, maybe this might be a new trend. I don't want to say new trend in the NBA, but from what I see, super strong defensive teams who aren't, heavily equipped in the from 3-point range.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Orlando Magic. They went ahead and did the same thing a couple nights ago, literally last Monday, I believe, or was it last podcast? We'd be doing a whole lot. We got a whole lot of motion over either one, but that's impressive as hell. That's impressive as hell.
Yeah.
So honestly, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and you say the new meta seemingly is what did I do? Okay, is top defensive teams that have a good enough offense. And yeah, when we saw the Lakers win the championship, they were a top 3 defense all year, and they were 12th in offense. That's kind of what they have to get to be able to compete with this style of play. And I think that's possible now that they're fully healthy. They didn't win this game with like amazing offense. They won it, like Donovan said, by shutting down Tyrese Halliburton in a way nobody else could and doing good enough on offense to keep up with them. Even though Tyrese Halliburton slowed down, the Pacers were still doing their top offense thing scoring wise. But the Lakers had just enough to be ahead by like 4 or 5 points all game, which I think is the mold.
Also, and the one thing that we say every year is Anthony Davis going to come out and be dominant in playoff series every single game, be consistently like that. And he had 40 and 20.
What was that face that he made, Donovan? Reenact that for me. That should be someone's new profile picture.
He was locked in.
Hey, do it again. Everybody screenshot that. Everybody. Yeah, man. I'm looking at his shot chart right now. Look at this chat. 2 mid-range shots, both misses. Everything else in the restricted area. 16 made shots there. Utterly dominant. 16 out of 22 within the paint. Ridiculous. Anthony Davis looked like... You know what's funny? Let me backtrack. A couple years ago, he was playing power forward, and everybody was like, I want to see him play center. Why does he want to play his true position? Yada, yada, yada. He puts on the weight, slows down, isn't quite the same player. Still arguably just as good of a scorer, but not the same. Everyone's complaining, I miss the old AD. This is why he plays his way at the center now next to LeBron, because he can do this and just be an utterly dominant rim finisher and just look like whatever version of the dominant rim finishers of the past. On any given day, this can be AD when he's locked in. And when he's doing this, the Lakers are tough to beat.
Yeah,
100%. That's never been the question. The question has never been, do the Lakers have the potential? The question is Anthony Davis actually going to do this like every single night? And last season, we saw it towards the end, like in the Western Conference Finals, but in the first 2 rounds, it was literally every other game. He would score 30, then score 12, score 27, score 11. And that inconsistency is something that I think once you get into the playoffs and you start playing the top teams in the league and your 27 point per game score isn't consistent, that will be an issue.
Yeah. No, I get it. Who else stood out to y'all? Because the other thing that I took away from this game is that Austin Reeves got his white boy magic back. That dude was hooping off the bench. He came in 9 for 15 from the field, 28 points. There was a part in the second half, I think it might have been the third quarter, where he completely took over the game and was going shot for shot with the league's top offense. And I had so much confidence in him that when he's playing like that, it makes me feel how I felt about him in the back half of last year and those first 2 rounds of the playoffs, where I was like, he can be their third guy and give them enough juice from their ball handling positions that I'm confident in them keeping up with all these top offenses when the defense is clicking with Anthony Davis. That wasn't always the case at the start of this year.
Yeah, no, he started rough.
Yeah, if he's playing like that, I don't see a lot of teams stopping the Lakers. They just seem like I don't want to say unstoppable, but they just seem like one of the 5 hardest teams to be when AD is that locked in. I think defensively he's super consistent, and that's like the main lure and value to him as a player these days.
Yeah.
And you can get what you get offensively, but with Austin Reeves doing what he does alongside Cam Reddish hitting at least a 3, maybe 2 a game, and then you got so many other bodies, Jared Vanderbilt, and he's back now too. And since he's been back, They've had an amazing defense. So it's like they have a lot of good things going on, man. They have a lot of good things going on.
Bro, look at this lead tracker I'm showing on the screen right now. The Pacers had the lead for the first like 4 minutes of the game. After that, straight purple the whole game. It was just wire to wire dominance. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out Wyatt. Just tipped $3. He said, "Love the pod, guys. Keep up the great work. Appreciate you, Wyatt. Appreciate the donation."
Facts. And everybody else who's in here, listen, we have almost 550 people in here, only 53 likes. Everybody, listen, let's get these likes up. All right,
let's not expose them. That'll be crazy. Hell, we have 230 likes, but you still right though. We need way more likes. You gotta refresh.
We definitely more than 53. Oh, wow. Refresh your stream. You're doing us dirty.
We got motion over here.
Chat, how do y'all feel? Y'all know it seems like we're all pretty high on the Lakers. Chat, do you think the Lakers can win the finals? Do y'all feel more confident in them? Not win the finals. That's too far. Do you feel like they can make a deep run in the playoffs? And if so, did you feel that way before this championship win? Championship win. I'm gonna call it that, by the way.
Oh my god, yeah. Look at him getting this shit off. Look at him getting this shit off, man. That's hilarious.
That's terrible.
I think because of this win, it showed a clear blueprint and pathway to what a Lakers championship team has to look like. LeBron has to be like top tier LeBron, of course, and AD, like you've been alluding to for a while, Isaac, he might have to be the best player on the team on more nights than not. You know,
you keep saying I've alluded to that. When did I say that? I know you like there's several times recently.
Last year, or earlier in the pod. Not earlier in the pod. My bad. Earlier this season, you said you thought AD was the best player for the Lakers last year.
Yeah, last year he was. And LeBron was dealing with his injury, and Russ was there stinking it up, making it hard for everybody for sure. This year, though, I don't feel that way anymore. There's been a lot of talk about, like, for 4 years, you've been waiting for Anthony Davis to be the best player on the team, carry LeBron. That's not happening because LeBron is still fucking incredible. He's been playing like a top 5 player this year. So I have no expectation of AD being the best guy simply because LeBron isn't slowing down. So I don't blame AD for that at all.
Yeah, exactly. It's never going to happen.
But the Lakers had 18 turnovers to Indiana's 9. It didn't matter.
That's crazy.
Didn't matter one bit.
I went to sleep. I passed the fuck out during the second quarter of this game, and I saw the Lakers were up, I don't know, like 7, 8 or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I expect another Tyrese Halliburton bomb to go ahead and go off. I close my eyes. Next thing you know, I'm on Twitter, and I just see everyone congratulating LeBron James, and people talked about this performance. And AD, I see that face spammed everywhere, and I'm just like, wow, this is what a championship version of the Lakers look like. Yep. And it's just shocking.
You know why? Only part that matters is this right here. Points in the paint. Indiana 44, LA 86. That is ridiculous. You know how hard it is to win? You know how hard it is to win when you have 42 less points given up in the paint than your opposing team? You got to hit a million threes. Like, you got to be banging from deep to make up for that.
You're just not going to do it. You're just not going to do it.
It's hard.
Yeah, man. Shout out the Lakers.
Shout out the Lakers. You want to move on to these NBA awards, what everybody's here for?
Let's do it, man.
Y'all ready to hear about some awards, chat?
Yeah.
What do we want to start with? I got a doc pulled up here. We're going to go through each award. You guys see we have one page for each of them. And we're going to give our top 5 on what we think will happen by the time the end of the season comes. Not what we think is happening right now based on the season so far, but projecting forward what we think is going to happen come end of the year. What award y'all want to start with?
I think it is only right if you start with MVP.
You want to start with MVP, or do you want to make them wait for the best one?
Let's get one out the way real quick. I want to do Rookie of the Year real quick.
Okay, let's do it. I'm down.
Okay. The least interesting one. I only put 3 for this because there's only 3 guys that are in the running. The bottom, listen, there's not even 5 notable rookies this year that are getting serious playing time. Yeah. So I think we all know it's some combination of Chet, Wemby, Jaime Jaquez. The only really super relevant team rookies right now.
Yes.
And obviously, we're all going to put Jaime Jaquez number 3, right?
Are we?
For sure. Yeah. What?
Okay, I'll go first. I'm putting Jaime Jaquez at number 3. I'll go ahead and reveal my first pick.
Okay.
How about you?
Mo? Who's your 3?
Yeah, Jaime Jaquez is number 3 for me too.
Okay. Good. Donovan?
I already know.
Chet.
You have Chet at 3?
No, he's lying. He's trolling.
I have Chet at 3. I'm not lying.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
I have Chet at 3.
All right. Chet Holmgren at 3. Chat, is Donovan faded? Go ahead and explain.
Listen, I just think that like Jaime being able to step in and contribute on, like, I think that he carries a lot of offensive load for what Miami's doing. That Chet gets to benefit off of a lot of other playmakers. So I think that Jaime has a case.
Wow.
You're spreading your cheeks
So,
wide for that man, man.
Wow.
Good
I've
God.
I've Chet at 3.
Okay.
Woo.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and do the whole top three for now because this is pretty simple. I went Chet at 1. Oh, I went Chet Holmgren at 1, obviously, and then Wemby at 2. I think that's pretty firmly what it's going to be.
Okay.
And I think Jaime is a distant third because he's just not a star like these guys. Mo, are you in agreement?
Yeah, I have the same exact thing. I got Chet at number 1, and then I got Wemby at number 2.
Okay, so you know ball. Donovan, do you have Jaime at 2?
I'll go 1 and 2. So my 1 is Chet and my 2 is Chet because he's the only rookie that matters.
Oh my God!
He's all 3.
Oh my God!
It doesn't matter.
Oh, yo.
I don't care what any other rookie's doing this year. Chet Holmgren is out here. He's dominating both ends of the floor. He's spacing the floor. He's getting blocks. He's doing everything. Don't mess with Chet. He has the do-rag on the plane. Listen, Hennessy playing spades.
He's GD too. You know that too, Donovan?
Where is he?
GD.
Listen, he's GD, ROI, he's everything. He's HIM. This is Chet Holmgren's league. Understand what it is.
What a fake
Understand
out.
what it is.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
You got my ass.
Chet
I
Holmgren.
was over here thinking, this guy's an idiot. He's going to get us roasted. We're going to get clipped and put on Twitter. These motherfuckers don't know anything. Who gave them a mic? Not everybody should have a podcast. But you came through. I respect it.
I love Chet so much. I love what he's doing this year. He's fantastic. I think like his impact for the Thunder has again been everything that they needed. I've talked about it several times. They were playing all last year without a center. And now they finally have the 7'4" guy who's mobile, who can do stuff off the dribble. He's fantastic.
100%. He's coming into the year, we all picked Wemby because we think long term he'll be the better player. And it's like, how do you not pick him, you know? Yeah. Chet, granted, he's in a situation to succeed far more than Wemby is. You know, like you said, he has a legitimately great team around him that makes his life much easier than Wemby's life is playing with the worst team in the league, arguably, besides the Pistons, I guess. But it doesn't matter because Chet has taken that role and done exactly what you need from him. He's carried the defense. He's done his part on offense. He's been an incredible shooter. It's just basically, if you said it was easier for him, it doesn't matter because he's made up for that and been that much better than Wemby has.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I always say, like, when it comes to young players, 90% of the start of your career is heavily based off of your situation. Okay, maybe 90 is too much, but like it's sizable. Just know that. Yeah. And of course, like having Shea and J-Dub and Lou Dort and all them boys helps a lot. Makes your job so much easier. But Chet hasn't had to go through any rookie curve or anything like that or any real learning process. He just hit the ground running. Now, yes, of course, like he's a rookie, but he's been in the league, technically speaking, for an entire 365 days. But that doesn't matter. We've seen players before who've been in the league for a little minute or whatever, and they just don't look like they're on none. But for him to thrive in his role this much and kick the OKC Thunder to this high of a gear and be one of the main reasons, in my opinion, for this team to be top 10 on offense and defense, alongside Shea, of course, and Lou Dort.
Top 5 on both.
Top 5 is ridiculous. Last time I checked, they were top 10. But
unless they fell out. Let me check. Maybe I'm yapping.
Yeah,
I think
regardless of the fact, that is insane. And Chet is easily one of the most impactful players in the rookie point blank period. Now, we're not talking about rookies, players. He is.
Okay, never mind. They fell to number 8 in offense, and currently they're number 6 in defense. Okay, so they fell out of top 5 in both, but still, top 10 in both is crazy. Chet is currently shooting 38% from 3, 48% from mid-range, 72% at the rim. While being the weakest, skinniest he'll ever be, he's going to be a truly great scorer. His handle was outrageous for his size. Legitimately great defensive player. When we get to DPOY later in this stream, you might see his name. That's all I'm going to say. And I just don't know how you could not put him number 1.
Wow.
Yeah, he's rookie of the year. He got it.
He easily is. Now, with that being said, Wemby is still fantastic. We all know this. We all acknowledge this. But Greg Popovich is on a whole nother mission right now. Y'all ain't seeing the mission. He doesn't give a fuck about no 2023 season. Doesn't give a fuck about no 2024 season. He's worried about the NBA draft. You know what I'm saying? Wemby's going to get his stats regardless. Isaiah Collier is the name.
Yeah,
Fucking
he is
maybe
playing for
Bronny.
Isaiah Collier. That's Pop's #1 objective right now.
Yeah, exactly, bro. That is the goal, and long term, this is what you have to do. Sorry, and if I was Pops, I do the same exact thing.
Yep. All right, man. We move on. This one's pretty cut and dry, I think. Wemby's going to be fantastic. We all know it. He just doesn't have the efficiency, just doesn't have anything that compares to what Chet's doing so far. I guess I'll pull up a comparison of both their stats.
Yeah,
It's just, when it comes to raw production, he just hasn't been able to. And, like I said, we don't fault him for it because team situation is night and day. But listen, we don't grade on the curve. Chet's been better, simple and plain.
exactly. Agreed.
Let's look at the stats comparison.
Yeah.
While we pull this up, let's get the poll going in chat. Chat, who is y'all's rookie of the year? We got Chet,
How much did you gonna say?
and we got Big Vic, Big Vicky. Let's get this going.
Okay.
We got this comparison pulled up.
Vicky with 2 C's.
Man.
So,
Nice
same
touch.
amount of games. Wemby's averaging 2 points more, 2.5 rebounds more. Wemby's averaging everything in counting his stats. Wemby's got him there and everything.
Mhm.
Actually, let me share screen with y'all can see. But you look at these shooting percentages, night and day. 51%
Killing
field
it.
goal for Chet, 37% from 3, which is wildly different than Wemby's 25%. Everything higher, effective field goal percentage much higher, and all the advanced stats killing him. Wemby's at negative 1.4 in box plus minus, which means he's not, positively impactful as a rookie. Chet's at 4.4. That is crazy for a rookie, which is all because his defensive value is nuts.
Yeah, last year OKC they were ranked the 14th best defense in the NBA, which is still good. You know what I'm saying, especially for a team that young. But this year they are number 7 or 8, and I would put a lot of that on him. You know what I'm saying? They haven't made any real roster changes at all. They just added a new center. Guess what? You don't have another Jalen Williams running the big, or you don't have Alexei Pokusevsky. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make the 5 spot. It was ridiculous. Yeah, shout out to Poku, skinny head man. He's a great player.
He had to roast him. But yeah, man. We can move on. Rookie of the year is cut and dry. We all love Chet. We all love Wemby. They're going to be great for years to come. I look forward to seeing this rivalry continue. But before we move on to the next one, we're currently at 407 likes, 646 of y'all on stream right now. That means there's at least 220 of y'all that haven't liked it. So do us a favor, run up the likes. Let's get this as high as we can. Hopefully we get to 10,000 likes. I'm not 10,000, that'd be crazy. To 1,000 likes by the end of the stream.
10,000 likes, and you might have to do some spicy on this stream, Isaac. That's crazy.
You're always volunteering me. You're the one who wants to do skim hauls left and right.
Hey.
You're the one that wants to bust down and get your eagle on every stream.
You were begging us pre-show to do another Skims review, and we were like, let's keep it to the awards this time. And Mo was like, listen, I just got a new 3-pack. Like, they might want to see it.
And you're letting the people know that you robbed us of good content. Congratulations.
All right, man. Next thing we can do, let's talk about most improved player next, because I think this is going to be a very fun one. There's a lot more names in here that can be in the running.
Yeah.
I'll go first. My number 5, Jalen Johnson, Atlanta's finest, has been at times their second best player this year, one of their most important players, has made a leap from being a guy at the end of the bench who gets no run. You can question whether that was deserved or not given the coaching situation last year, to being a guy who was legitimately a high-level role player that, listen, they haven't been good, so it hasn't made a huge difference. But in a situation where they do become good, he'll be the type of guy that can put you over the top and give you that extra juice needed from the forward spots that they just didn't have before DeAndre Hunter and whoever else was there filling in those spots. I'm all in on him being really good for a really long time.
Wow, that makes me so happy. Yeah, coming into the season, I didn't really have him on my ballot, even though there was a clear direct pathway for him, but I just really wasn't sure how good he was going to be. But using that hindsight, I kind of would want to have him higher on this list because his ceiling, I don't want to say seems to be limitless or anything like that. But but it wouldn't surprise me at all if he turned into a 20-point premium scorer sometime in his career in the NBA.
Not one bit. 100% could.
Yeah.
I think he could do that this year if he was on a different team. It's just, he's playing next to 2 high usage guards. What is he averaging right now? Let's pull up his stats.
He's averaging 14 points, 7-9 boards, and 2 or 3 assists a game. And he's shooting really well from 3, but that may be a little bit fluky because, low volume and those things.
I think he looks like a good shooter. He looks really improved there.
His shot, I remember we talked about him during the summer, and we were talking about how funky and like 2-3 steppy his shot looked. It looks glitchy. It looked like one of the nasty 2K created shots. You know what I'm saying? That horribly wrong. But it seriously has performed. And yo, we have Kyle Korver in our corner, and he's literally in the front office and also while in the front office. He's in the trenches with these players, working with them one-on-one. I've seen so many clips of him practicing with Jalen Johnson on his just form overall, and it's fucking paying off, bro. Jalen Johnson is one of these is on the short list of players that are untouchable on our roster.
Oh, that's quite the claim.
Untouchable. Okay.
He's currently shooting 73% at the rim, 54% on mid-range, which granted it's only 39 attempts, and 44% from three, 47% from the corners. This man does not miss. 3-level score.
He's
bro.
Yeah, I love him.
So you have him higher on your list. Interesting. Okay, well, Mo, what's your number 5?
Not that much. Number 5, I have Jalen Suggs.
Jalen Suggs. Okay.
Yeah. Now, statistically wise, he hasn't made like an insane leap whatsoever. But when it comes to a lot of the stuff that I was preaching about him and his archetype and what this Orlando Magic team needed overall from him, he's encompassed that like fully. You know what I'm saying? He's accepted that role, and he's a big part of their identity. Last year, he averaged just shy under 10 points per game, and he shot 41% from the field. This year, he's averaging 12 points per game, and he's shooting 44% basically 45% from the field, and he's shooting 37% from the three-point land also, and that just goes a long way for a team that is three-point starved in this era. Now, I again preface that this dude, when you think about like most improved player, he is not the typical mold because be real, we're all looking at points per game stat, like who makes that biggest leap, and he has not made that leap. But I'm looking aside of that, and when you factor in that impact, he is that for me. That's why I have him at number 5.
I like that. Yeah. Typically, this award goes to just people that average the most points they didn't before. So, realistically, he probably won't win it. But I like the nudge to him because he's been legitimately great, especially defensively. The Magic have been a top 3 defense all year. His point of attack defense and just playmaking aspect there is a huge reason why. And even the scoring's been better. He's at his career high from 2, career high from 3, career high in most stats.
Yeah, exactly, man. And for him to get all those pieces going together, being sort of a Drew Holiday / Marcus Smart mix, there's a lot of good and bad in between those, but also at the same time, there's so much good with that. And that's what this team needs. And he is one of the main reasons why they're just so good this season.
Someone said Mo looks like Clint Capella. Mo, how do you answer those allegations?
I've been told.
You know what that is. You know what that is.
Yeah, we all know what that is. We all know what that is. Those allegations.
We
know exactly what that is. That's
Guess
facts.
what? Oh, man.
That's right.
You're getting on the list now, and just for that, you have breaking news. Isaac Gutierrez has received a 1-week ban from the stream. We got mods now in this bitch.
All right.
Hit him. Sick him.
Shout out to Jetchy for $5. He said, been listening and loving the stream for a while now. Y'all might have already addressed this, but if not, how did you guys meet? Want to talk about this real quick before we move on?
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
Me and Donovan have been friends since college, so we know each other for a long time. That was the origin of that. We started the podcast just going to be us two originally. Me and Mo know each other because we both worked at House of Highlights at the same time. Post-college, we were both interns there. He was the intern the year after me. We met through there, became friends, and once I got the idea of doing a show with Donovan, thought about it. Oh, we got to add Mo to this bitch because that 3-person dynamic will be perfect. And he came on the show one time, and it clicked so well. And from there, we knew we couldn't change up the dynamic from there. And that's the origin.
Good story.
I feel like I'm going to tell that a million times.
You are.
They're crown eaters.
Get used to it. That was honestly the fastest version you've ever told it.
Fact, I'm so used to it. Just fucking rattle the bitch off now. But shout out, Jesse. Thank you for the $5. Appreciate y'all donating to the stream. Donovan, who was your number 5 spot?
My number 5 goes to Mr. Cam Thomas.
Okay. I love it.
Cam Thomas on the list. I wanted to put him higher just because if we are like projecting the ballot, like Mo said, a lot of times you get to this award and it's just, all right, who's scoring the most points? And Cam went from 10 points to 23 points right now.
Yep. And
he's a fantastic scorer. He's an automatic bucket. And so I think that he's a guy that has always been able to like light up the scoreboard in small appearances, and now being like a featured member of that Brooklyn Nets offense, I think that he's probably gonna get like that sticker shock of, oh, he increases
Yeah,
points per game by 13 points. That's gonna be huge. So I expect to see him on a lot of ballots.
100%. I had him number 5 at first too. I took him off just because I felt like Jalen Johnson is gonna get that love for just being a truly effective player on a team that's trying to make a
Mhm.
playoff push. I thought the logic for leaving Cam Thomas off the end of the year might be we knew he could do this. He was just good in spurts last year, just getting more opportunity. Maybe
Mhm.
they'll leave him off and have him finish like 6th. But listen, I've been as pro Cam Thomas as anybody, so
Yeah.
I'm very okay with him being on the list.
I feel
Yeah.
that. Also, just for like discretion, I didn't have Jalen Johnson on my list just because I think he's gonna miss too many games to
Yeah,
be like qualified for the award. But if he was still playing right now, he would definitely be on my list.
Facts.
fair enough. Yeah, again, Cam Thomas is a walking bucket. TBD if he can add the other parts to his game to make him a really effective player on a team as a starter. But for
You
now,
don't need
that
that
man
for this
can.
award. You
Exactly.
don't need that for this.
No buckets.
That's hilarious. All right, we can move on to the next one because I think we might have some congruency. So let's just try to fly through these. Next one, I have Mr. This is to surprise you guys because he hasn't played very many games yet. Anthony Simons. I had going into the season, I thought he'd win the award. First game of the
Yes.
season, motherfucker broke his hand. And I drafted him
Damn.
on my fantasy team. I was pissed. But he just came back, and he should be healthy rest of the season. And I picked him to start of the year to win Most Improved because, simple, Damian Lillard's gone. Scoot's a rookie. DeAndre Ayton doesn't have the dog in him. There's a lot of shots to be taken by somebody, and it's not going to be Jeremy Grant. It's going to be Anthony Simons, and he's going to walk into the number one option role and just have crazy usage compared to his previous years. And I figured he'd average like 26 points per game, 7 assists, whatever. Quintessential most improved player type stat line. And though he's only played 3 games, he's currently averaging 25 points per game, doing exactly that. Granted, he missed a lot of time, so the efficiency is iffy right now because he, like I said, was hurt. Once that comes around, I think he's going to push up to that 27 like I thought, and I could see him winning it. I just put him here for now just because of the missed games that he's going to be out of people's minds for a while.
He's missed a lot of games. He's only played 3 games so far this season. So I don't know how, because of that, I'm not sure how realistic it is necessarily.
I forgot you got to play 65. Is it even possible for him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe
65, God
maybe
damn
it won't be him because maybe it's not possible for him to play 65. I don't remember the math, but
Serious, I still like it. I still like it.
yeah, fuck that rule. We're going off who we think should win.
Yeah, man. So over here, I have a little bit of overlap with you, Donovan. I have Cam Thomas at number 4.
Nice.
I don't want to say that I've seen real improvement in his game because he's done nothing that has like shocked me at all. Because I knew he was a walking bucket since he was in LSU, and since he's rattling off literally super similar stat lines and numbers, and I just think that this is who he is. But something that has improved in the situation is the opportunity, of course, and that is a major thing when it comes to considering this award for anybody. So yeah, man, he got the buckets and he got the opportunity, and that's it. That's all you need, bro, to be on my ballot. And they're
Love
just
it.
undeniable at this point. So
Yeah, he's
he
a
deserves
bucket.
it.
In the chat, Ian Tuttle said Isaiah Joe. That's a dope pick. I love Isaiah Joe. He is so good, and he needs to start over Josh Giddey so fucking bad because Josh Giddey is ruining their offense every time he's on the court. I need Isaiah Joe in that starting lineup. I just don't think he can be in the running for most improved just because of minutes usage type thing. That's just not the direction they ever go with this vote. But he's a good pick for a player that has actually improved a ton.
Yeah,
I agree.
absolutely.
That's my guy. Love Isaiah Joe.
Absolutely.
All right,
Who's your next one, Mo? I mean, Donovan, who's your 4?
My 4 is Scotty Barnes.
Interesting.
Ooh,
I
wow.
didn't include him because he was the rookie of the year.
And MIP?
Listen, that's not unheard of. It's not,
You're gross.
not unheard of.
Let's ISO. Explain it. Tell us why you have switched sides.
So I think for Scotty Barnes, this is low key like a comeback player of the year award because a lot of people were down on him after last season. And even though that the Raptors aren't like great right now, and we all hate watching them play offense, Scotty Barnes has been great, right? And we talk about increasing your points to just be able to have that on paper. He's gone from 15 points a game to 20 points per game. He's averaging 3 more rebounds than he was last year. He's averaging more assists. He's averaging more steals. He's averaging more blocks, right? He's shooting better from the 3-point line. He's shooting better from the field overall. And so his ability to come back and improve in literally every single aspect. I think a lot of people forgot that Scottie Barnes could play basketball at a high level, and now he's doing it. And I think that people are going to give him a little bit of credit because they were probably too far down on Scottie last year.
No, I respect it. Scottie Barnes has been really good. I was one of them that probably fell a little too far down. I was extremely high on him before and kind of just like came down to earth, but he's been great. Like he's going to be in the running for an all-star spot if they win enough games.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Are they though? I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but
I mean,
he'll be in the running.
Listen, if two people get hurt, Scottie Barnes, you can be an all-star. Okay,
2 people. That's mess. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't include him though because I just feel like you win Rookie of the Year and you're kind of expected to be on this trajectory. And I don't know, they only really award guys like that. Like Ja won his second year, but that's because he made like a true star leap, so it was kind of undeniable.
And that's why Ja was at 1. I've Scottie at 4.
True. But like Scottie, if he was still averaging like the 25 points per game he started the year averaging, I could see it. He might fuck around and win that bitch if that was the case.
Yeah.
But he's averaging 19. He's had a good season. He's improving. His 3-point shot is falling. It looks real. He's clearly a better player than he was last year. I just don't know if he's going to get votes over some of the guys that kind of came from a smaller starting point.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. That's great. So up next, is it my go or your go, Isaac?
You can go. Go ahead. Chloe, you got something to say?
Up next, real quick, Jalen Johnson. Okay, he's third on my ballot. I don't even think he's improved so much or whatever, but we already talked about him. I'm just gonna double up and go to number 2 because it's super relevant to this conversation. Talked about John Murray winning the MIP a couple years ago. Personally, I don't agree with the idea of him winning it because he was a number 2 overall pick. He should be on that trajectory already. Everybody should know that he is that guy. But seeing what the NBA landscape has turned into and evolved into, with this same exact knowledge apply, there is no reason why Tyrese Halliburton should be on anyone's ballot. You know what I'm saying?
So you got him at 2?
Yeah, I have him at 2. I don't have him winning it because I don't think that's what it'll come down to. But seeing what the media pushes and seeing what they tend to vote for, Tyrese Halliburton is probably going to be that guy. Obviously, we have all seen the leap that he's made. I'm pretty sure we can all agree that he's like, you know what I'm saying, turned into a legit say be in my mind sometimes. But regardless of the fact, last year he went from averaging 20 points per game to 27, you know what I'm saying, from 10 assists per game to 12 assists per game. And while doing all that, he averages less turnovers, you know what I'm saying? And he's also way more. How can you not see the true superstar type leap from him and give it to him after you give someone like John Morant that award? Now, if you do that, you're changing the entire definition of award, and I don't necessarily agree with it, but I'm holding the NBA landscape accountable.
Yeah, you put him at 2. Listen, I was very tempted to put him at 1. He's also on my ballot. I think, for the same reasons you outlined, I want to put him at 1 because I think it's incredibly difficult to make that transition from being a really good player, low-level all-star, to like being one of the best players in the world. That's incredibly difficult. I ended up going the same as you. I put him at number 2, but I would not blame anybody for putting him at 1.
Yeah.
So I'll go and reveal mine. I got him at 2 as well. Sorry, I see y'all in the chat saying Mo's mic was fucking up. Yeah, the connection got crazy for a second. Stream almost went down, but we're back. I hope y'all can hear us now.
Man, thank God.
Yeah, listen. We still haven't gotten Mo out the hood yet. We're almost there. The Wi-Fi was taking a turn for the worse, but we're back.
Yeah, man. We are back.
Don, is Tyrese Halliburton on your list too?
He is on my list, yes.
What spot is he in?
He's in number 2.
Okay, so we all agree that did you consider putting him at 1?
I did. I really think that we're all like in lockstep here. I wanted to. It's the jump that he's made, and for all of us here confidently to be like, yeah, like he's a top 3-point guard in the league is amazing. The in-season tournament run that he had was fantastic. He refuses to turn the ball over. Most calling him the new age point guard. It's kind of undeniable how great he's been this year. So I did want to put him at 1, but in the spirit of the award, there was somebody else that I think has a better chance to win it.
Yeah. So, and I would have went Tyrese. Only reason I didn't is because he made an all-star last year. So I gave him that credit, and I didn't go with him. You know who I did put number 1 over him? Man on the screen right now.
Who'd you put at 3?
We'll come back to that. I'm already in the middle of this. The man on the screen right now, Tyrese Maxey is number 1. I think we can all agree on that. If you didn't put Tyrese Halliburton there, you had to have put the other Tyrese there.
Yeah.
He's made a similar leap. Not say similar because Tyrese is a tier above, right? Like he's legitimately a top 5 point guard.
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey might be pushing top 10. And he wasn't sniffing all-star conversations last year. So while we all want to reward Tyrese Halliburton for making the hardest leap in the game, Tyrese Maxey made a bigger leap when you think about where he came from. So we all got to go double Tyrese 1 and 2, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Tyrese Maxey went from being in conversations alongside his counterpart, former teammate or whatever, Tyler Hero, to now being one of the best point guards in the entire NBA. And he could easily, I think personally, I'm sure we can all agree to this, he's going to be an all-star this year, bro. Averaging, 26, 27 a game, and seeing that leap in playmaking and legitimately, like, improving micro aspects of his game that end up making macro impacts is just, it's
okay, Mr. Vocab.
Bar.
Yeah, Scholar Mo in the building, bitch. Don't play with me.
Let me spam a W take. Spam Scholar Mo in the chat. Let me see Scholar Mo everywhere.
There we go.
Yeah, I gotta get in my bag right now. There we go. It's only right.
We got the monocle. Let's go.
There we go.
But yeah, man. Tyrese Maxey has
looks
been
like Kurt Rambis. Look like Kareem.
I think we can go Tyrese Maxey across the board. He has been clearly, by far, the biggest surprise of the season. Well, not even say surprise, because I think a lot of people saw this coming. Donovan projected this last year. He was just a year ahead. So some people saw it coming, but you couldn't have predicted he'd make this kind of a leap in 1 year to go to straight to 27 points per game and be a legit star. Like, we were like, are the 76ers going to be the 5 seed? Like, how are they going to recover from losing Harden for, role players? It doesn't matter because Maxey is that guy and completely fills that void with ease.
It's because Harden was the problem, and now my guy can shine. He has all the room in the world to shine and be a great, point guard and be everything that Embiid needs. Like, this version of Tyrese Maxey is probably like the second best guard that Embiid has played with. Like, if you want to count, like Jimmy Butler's one, and then this version of Tyrese Maxey.
Facts.
And I think all of us trust Maxey more than we do Harden in a playoff situation to not just fold like we've never seen before. And now that Embiid has somebody that he can actually lean on, the Sixers have a legitimate chance to like make some noise in the East. So yeah, Maxey's fantastic. He's my one.
Awesome. I see some people in the chat saying, how did Sengun not make the list? Exactly. I'm glad you said that because he absolutely did. He's number 3 for me. We had to gloss over it for the way it was flowing.
He's my 3 as well.
I love it. Alperen Sengun slots in perfectly after the 2 Tyreses because I think he has also made the star leap. And maybe he won't be an all-star this year because it's hard to make it in the West. But he's been the best player on that team easily. And he was last year too. We all knew it. He just had an unserious coach that didn't want to play through him, relegated him to a role that diminished his best skills. And now Ime Udoka came in and has been one of the best coaches of the year candidates in the league and has empowered him to be the best player, run the offense through him, be mini Jokic, be the next, Jokic Sabonis type player. I say that because he's a white center that can pass good. That's all it means. Yeah. But he is legitimately great and is going to be an all-star at least once in his career.
Scrappy, sneaky, athletic guy. Plays the game the right way.
Exactly.
Last year he averaged 15 points, 9 boards, and 4 assists. This year he's averaging legit 21, 9, and 6 assists per game. He also saw a leap in his all of his shooting splits are down a little bit. I thought they were kind of crazy to me that they're slightly down, but whatever usage. Whatever case may be, you know what I'm saying? He is legitimately the face of that franchise right now, and I'm not saying like, you can win a championship with this guy or anything like that. With the stages that Houston Rockets are in, they just needed somebody that they can stick to, someone that they can help, try to form some type of identity around. And Alfred Sengun is one of those pieces, and they've quickly moved away from Jalen Green, because of his development hasn't been where you want it to be. And that opens up a whole nother conversation that I had in the back of my mind too, that we could talk about for like a hot second. The NBA G League, what are they good for? They produced zero talent. So yeah,
I gotta use the bathroom quick. Y'all talk about this.
What do you mean? The G League? Okay, listen. The G League is actually like very alive and thriving, and a lot of players go to the G League and come back up, right? Whether it's for 5, 10 games for the whole season, but you have a lot of guys who go there, come back, and then they figure out how to play basketball. Like,
True. So
what do you mean?
this is my fault. Let me get into specifics. The G League Ignite specifically, that team that popped up
Yes,
over
okay.
the last few years to where, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, you're saying, yo, instead of going to college, instead of going to Duke, Kentucky, come over here, focus on hoops. You're literally in the NBA and you got the best developmental league. You know what I'm saying? Developing what? I see Scoot Henderson out here and he looks like I don't want to say the complete opposite of prospect or player that I think he's going to be. I still see those shades, but he's had a vastly underwhelming rookie year so far. He's a point guard, whatever, it happens. Look at Jonathan Kuminga. Ain't on none. Jalen Green. Ain't on none. You know what I'm saying? Shaq's son. He ain't on none. So it's like,
Well, I mean, yeah,
yeah, okay, yeah.
Man, it's a Shaq's son, crazy straight.
Okay.
leave Sharif alone.
But I'm just questioning the validity of that organization if that is really like a better pathway for kids, bro. Like,
Yeah, not a great track record so far. Someone said Isaac took a signature bathroom break. It's true. I do be pissing. It's true.
That's okay. That's fair. I don't want to talk about the G League. Let's move on to the next award.
Yeah. What's next?
Next up, we're gonna go to Sixth Man of the Year. Who do y'all? One of y'all go first. Who was y'all fit spot?
Who you got,
Mo?
Mo?
We can have fifth. We just asked each other.
No, you got it.
So funny.
Who you
So-
want to go fifth?
Yeah, so this is just like a points per game competition, quite literally. We said that about the MIP. That's literally all the six-man player of the year award is. And for me, I wanted to give it to someone who was more impactful on a broader scale. And I don't know if he'll count by the end of the season, but I gave it to Isaiah Joe at number 5. He deserves some type of place on my list. And now he's not like averaging – he's averaging like a solid 10 points so far this season. But I think at number 5 is a great spot for him because he still has an insane impact in the game.
Okay, I like that. Donovan, who's your 5?
I have Malik Monk at 5.
Give him at 5. Okay, I had
Wow.
Malik Monk a good little bit higher.
Yeah. Listen, Malik Monk he's exactly what you think Malik Monk is. Like he's very much a spark plug for what they do. He's able to win them some games. He can score at a very high level, and it's like whenever they were in the playoffs last year, him and Fox were going crazy, and like that amount of firepower and that amount of like on ball creation from somebody else outside of De'Aaron Fox, it means a lot, especially because like Herter and Sabonis, they do a lot of stuff off ball moving or Sabonis as a hub. So I think having that other playmaker and score from that, from that area, from that archetype really helps. And if the Kings are good enough, right, if they keep winning games and they're a solid team like we all expect them to be, I think Malik Monk will get some consideration.
Okay.
Wow.
I put Malik Monk at 2, actually. So I
did too.
Whenever y'all say name, I'm just going to go ahead and fill out where I had him. Let's fly through Sixth Man of the Year. I had him at 2. You too, Mo?
Yeah, I had him at 2 as well. That's crazy as fuck.
I think Malik Monk has been fantastic. He has been when he had that year with the Lakers, I feel like he kind of like found a way to kindle his skills. Kindle's not a word. To put his skills together in a way that he never was able to with the Hornets and find like a contributing role in a winning team. When the Hornets were kind of a shit show and everyone was just out there getting theirs, he kind of found a way to be a spark plug and play within the parts of an offense that can use his skills, right, without taking away from anybody else. We're seeing that to the 20th degree this year. He's even better than he was last year and the year before that. He's averaging 15 points per game and 5.2 assists, which shocks me coming from Malik Monk, someone I never profiled as a playmaker.
Never in his bag.
Never. But his blend of three-point shooting, getting to the rim, secondary playmaking, fits perfectly with the King system. I could see him being 1, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Easily. I agree 110%.
I'll go with my number 5. I forgot. I've number 5, I did have Trey Murphy because I think he'll start. He's only played a few games, kind of like Simons, but I think he's going to climb his way into that. But there's somebody I forgot about that I'm going to slide in here now. Nas Reed has to be on this list. I forgot about Nas Reed, but he's 100% in the running. Low-key, I might have to put him higher. I just forgot about him, so I'm throwing him on here now. Nas Reed has been incredible. We've all known that. We've all been big Nas Reed fans since last year. But the dimension that you have by having a stretch big off the bench that can kind of do the same things as Cat, defend arguably a little better, do some creation with the ball in his hands, and like enable you to always have a talented big on the court, or always have two of them on the court if you want, that's incredibly valuable. And even if he isn't producing as much as some other guys in terms of like points per game off the bench, his role with that team is crazy valuable.
Yeah, you're right. They just, bro, like he makes that team. I don't want to say like monstrous because Rudy Gobert's there, Cat's there, Ant's there, and all that, and Jimmy Dam's on the boys. But he does nothing but emphasize their identity. And I guess I'll really reveal it right now. Go out of the loop a little bit, but he's my number one.
He's number one.
Yeah, he's number one for me.
Nice.
Now, if you look at like, he hasn't seen that much of a leap compared to his previous year. Last year, he averaged just 11 points, and this year he's at like 13 points per game. But he is a tad bit more efficient, or at least he was more efficient from the three-point line. He's improved as a shooter, and that's been obviously huge for a team like the Minnesota Timberwolves, who don't have a vast amount of those at all. And so, yeah, man, I just think I love Nas Reed. Earlier this season for a hot second, he was 50, 40, 90. You know what I'm saying? And now he's dropped back down.
Yeah.
Kind of tremendously or whatever. But regardless of the fact, Nas Reed is super impactful, and that team is completely different without him.
Listen, he's 50, 36, 90. That's great for a center. Fantastic. And like you say, it's just the simple fact of always being able to have a stretch big on the court at all times. No other team can say that, I don't think, off the top of my head. Like having every moment of the court, you can have a big who can shoot threes and block shots. That's crazy. That's why they're the top defense in the league. They can always have these guys out there, and he plays a big part of that.
Yeah, exactly, man. Good grief.
Donovan, is he on your list?
This man with his old man sayings. I love it though. At four, I have Emmanuel Quickly.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, I've quick at 4. He's been good. He hasn't been as efficient as he was last year, but he's still he can still come into the game and give the Knicks really exactly what they need whenever Brunson goes to the bench or play alongside him. He's able to just keep the Knicks afloat. And for a team that is very defense heavy, second chance points heavy, right? The offense isn't super smooth like that. I love IQ at 4. I think there's some guys that have played a little bit better than him, but he deserves to be on the list.
You know what's crazy?
What?
Me and you? Ugh. I also have Quickly at 4.
Look at that.
Locked in.
Yeah, shout out to Quickly. I love his game, man. He deserves to be on there, absolutely.
Hooper. Is he on your list?
No, he's not on my list. He did not make my list. Someone who did make my list, though, who I have to show respect for, and this is just every basketball nerd's one of their favorite players is Andrew Nembhard.
Nembhard, okay.
It's fucking whatsoever, you know what I'm saying? But in terms of what the Indiana Pacers need, which is defense, he gives that, and he's one of the few players who gives his all to that. And also, when I've talked about this a lot before in the past, players who just add a lot of value when it comes to keeping the offense going when your best player is not there. He's one of those players who, you know what I'm saying, the Pacers really rely on to keep the shit afloat once Tyrese is down. And so he's also
I don't have Nembhard on my list, but I like that. I can respect it. I just couldn't fit him because there's too many guys. There's just so many guys. This is honestly a deep year for Sixth Man of the Year. Not a ton of big points per game scores like we have in past years. There's no Lou Williams or Jordan Clarkson, but a lot of good role players. At number 3, I have somebody who I see the chat is spamming up. He should be on this list. I agree. I have Cole Anthony at 3.
Oh man, that's a great pick. That is a great
awesome.
Pick. I wish I had him on
love
my
him.
list.
If he was 6'5", he'd be an all-star. He is so good.
Yeah,
he is so good. He's not that efficient this year, but when you watch them play, he's just so clearly a spark plug of the offense that when he comes in off the bench, you can just feel that they have extra juice coming in. You know, the starting lineup, they play through their 2 forwards. They're kind of their main creators, and that's kind of how their offense runs, with their defense being the main driving factor. Cole Anthony is so clearly one of their 3 best offensive players, and while he isn't crazy efficient, isn't averaging 20 points per game or anything, he's kind of like Nas Reed, where he plays a very essential role to his team, and I think that should be rewarded.
Yeah, I would compare it to someone like Malik Monk. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
he's been pretty efficient so far this season. He's shooting 45% from the field and 36% from the three point range, and this is easily one of the most efficient years of his career. He has cemented his role perfectly. Yo, yeah, right. I love that you said earlier that if he was 6'5", he would be an all-star. Bro, he would he would be phenomenal. He would be
Facts.
phenomenal if he was that. And he already is great as a player, but man, that's just a whole nother gear. And that's why, you know what I'm saying, the Orlando Magic went ahead and gave him the contract extension that they did. They can't go without.
Where is I missed it? Oh, Clay Ken Sports said, "Where's Sadiq Bey? Mo, please, Mo. I respect Sadiq Bey. Do you think Sadiq Bey should be in this running, Mo, as a Hawks fan?"
I would put Bogdan Bogdanovic before I put Sadiq Bey. Although Sadiq Bey's been, you know what I'm saying, good, he's like, he's just not, he doesn't deserve to be on this list. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nah.
I thought about putting Bogdan. There's some other young guys I want to reward, but Bogdan could definitely be on here.
Yeah, he's
Donovan, who's your three?
like top 5 on a regular person's ballot for sure.
Yeah. Listen, we were locked in at 4. We're locked in again at 3. I have Cole Anthony at 3.
Let's go.
Yeah. He's like, listen, everything you said is fantastic. I pulled up his lineups, the main lineup that he's a part of, right? The bench lineup. Him, Gary Harris, Joe Ingles, Jonathan Isaac, and then Mo Wagner. Plus 17 and a half with that lineup out on the floor.
It's
like
tough.
Cole Anthony, and everybody knows he's the bucket getter in that lineup, right? Cole Anthony is fantastic. And so yeah, he's 3.
Yeah, Cole Anthony's amazing. I want him so bad to be able to start one day. I don't know if it's in the cards for him, but I need to see it bad just as a Cole Anthony fan.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Donovan, let's keep going. You're the one with more spots available. Who's your number 2, Donovan?
My number 2 is Mr. Laker himself, Austin Reeves.
Ooh.
Okay.
I am, because again, we are projecting. I think that this Lakers buzz is going to get there. He's also starting to play better than he was when he first started the season. And now that the Lakers are going to get rolling and we're going to see them in this like very, very like defensive heavy type stuff, Austin Reeves' offense is going to come in and it's going to be a very, very big deal. And let's say that the Lakers don't make a move for another star and they keep the offense the way that it is and they don't have some crazy firepower. Austin Reeves, again, is going to be very essential to what the Lakers do offensively. And that is going to, in my mind, I think that's going to propel him towards the top of the list. So that's why I'm going to take Austin Reeves.
I love that pick.
We've been locked in for 2 straight picks. We had the same number 4, the same number 3. We are not locked in at number 2 because I put White Boy Magic at 1. Re-reward, White Boy swag over here. Austin Reeves is going to win 6th Man of the Year. He's number 1 for me, and I think he's going to win it with ease. I think you get the Lakers boost. He's coming off the bench. People are going to remember the in-season tournament game where he went ballistic. He's going to keep doing better and look more like last season Austin Reeves. And then keep him coming off the bench, playing that spark plug role because they need the defense in the starting lineup. It's going to be like those years where we had like a Jordan Clarkson or Lou Williams win it, where we knew they were one of the 3 or 4 best players in the team, but they come off the bench for strategic reasons. That's Austin Reeves this year. And I'll be shocked, honestly, if he doesn't win it.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. Someone I had on my list, I like you guys' list, and I can agree with it. I can't hate on it. Someone who deserves at least like 2 seconds of spotlight is Tim Hardaway Jr. He's averaging career high, or not career high, but like 3rd, 4th most points that he's had in his career so far. 17 points per game, you know what I'm saying? And someone has to shoot that bitch. We all know that the Dallas Mavericks don't got that many bodies, you know what I'm saying? So does he deserve this award? I don't know. Am I going to put him on the ballot? Absolutely.
Listen, this is like, when you say Tim Hardaway Jr., I kind of feel how Donovan felt when we were doing the all-time rankings and somebody said somebody from the 1960s. I'm just like, bet.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's been doing this for years, bro.
He's Tim Hardaway. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Listen, you do that. I'm giving him for real respect because he's at my 1.
Oh!
Whoa!
I'm Tim Hardaway. Listen, Tim Hardaway is having his best season in years.
Okay.
In years. He's shooting nearly 40% from 3. His overall field goal percentage is up over the last 2 years with Luka and Kyrie, right? And Kyrie's out, and so listen, today everybody's out for the Mavericks. They're missing like three or 4 starters. So Tim I didn't check the lineups, but I think he might be getting the start tonight. But with that backcourt locked in place and the Mavericks surgeon, Tim Hardaway is going to be a necessary scorer and shooter for them because they are not playing defense and they're going to have to outscore everybody. And so, but Tim, like the
Maybe I'm
fact that he's
asleep.
actually,
Maybe he's been great. I'm just not. Maybe I just haven't been paying attention because I did not even think about him.
yeah, and like for a moment, I thought that like Grant Williams was going to be kind of the missing piece for Dallas, and he was for a second, but he's kind of cooled off. Tim Hardaway's been good all year,
Yeah.
and so I'm going to give him that love.
Okay. I'm seeing a lot of Bobby Portis in the chat. I see Felix Nicole saying Portis ? Do y'all think he should be on here? Another person that I didn't really think about, but perennially a really good 6-man.
Routinely, yeah, he's headed in his history to be. He is the Buck 6-man. He is, you know what I'm saying, the 6th starter or whatever people call it in the football terms or whatever. But the Bucks just haven't had a phenomenal year so far this season. I say that, oh my God, they're the 2nd, 3rd seed. But
calamity.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly, bro. But right now, his points are down drastically. Last season, he averaged 14 points. The season before that, 15 points. This season, he's only at 11. And he hasn't been that much efficient. Isn't knocking down a three ball.
Bro, chat is hilarious. Someone said I tuned into the... My bad to cut you off. Someone said I tuned into the stream and thought y'all were interviewing Mikal Bridges.
All right, bro. let's relax. I will say the lookalikes and the nicknames today have been much better than they were last week. I've actually been laughing at a couple of them. Somebody said I look like MLK.
Damn.
Hey, why are you laughing, Mo? Quit laughing. Someone said you look like Admiral Schofield.
You ain't safe either, man. What you talking about? You're done for too.
Nah, someone gave me nasty, man. I was, God damn it.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, I'm seeing Admiral Schofield over there from Mo. Hey, low key. That's all I'm gonna say.
What's he look like?
Let me pull it up.
I don't want to go down this rabbit hole again, but I'm just curious.
He looks like you, bro. Oh, I gotta share my screen with you every time. It's so annoying.
Lame. I know.
Look at this. That's you, bro. This is Mo.
Oh, I know this player.
Yeah, Tennessee's finest.
No, he does not look like me.
That's not Mo.
I'm just kidding.
No. That's hilarious.
Man, we move on to the next award. I think Austin Reeves should 100% be in your top 5, Mo. The fact that he's not is crazy to me. Someone said I look like Brad Pitt. That's crazy. But yeah, if you don't pick Austin Reeves to win it, that's fine. Like having him at 2 is fine, Donovan. He's got to be top 5.
No, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and show guys like Andrew Nembhard love, and you know what I'm saying. If the Minnesota Timberwolves
he's not winning that award.
Yeah, no, he's not winning that award. Well,
I'm glad you showed him love.
Yeah, I'm the only one who probably ever did this in this goddamn earth, bro. But he's a great player. But regardless of the fact, if the Minnesota Timberwolves continue this path, obviously they're not going to be like 82 and whatever. They're not going to be like 70 and 10 or whatever, bro. But if they somehow end up winning 55, pushing 60 games, I don't see how one of these players avoid getting some type of major award. But maybe this is a good entryway to one of our more important awards that we have listed.
Yep. We're going to move on to the Defensive Player of the Year. Listen, we're inching closer to that MVP conversation. I know y'all are waiting for that. We currently got 651 likes in here right now. Get us 800, y'all. I wanted us to be at 800 likes by the time we get to the MVP conversation. I don't know if y'all can do it, but I got faith in you. So before that, DPOY. I guess I'll go first for this one. At my number 5, I have somebody who the chat has been spamming this guy's name all night. They want us to talk about him. Derek White.
Ooh,
I think he has been fantastic for the Celtics.
I agree.
I think he's been better than Drew Holiday. Is that crazy?
No, it's not.
No,
it's not. I think Drew Holiday has gotten to the point, and I don't want to say it, right?
Uh-oh.
I don't want to say it, but it's gotten to the point where he might be just a little bit overrated in terms of like how locked down he is, because his running mate in the backcourt is better than him defensive. Derek White just affects everything. And like, listen, if you want to give Drew the credit because he's been guarding bigs, right? He's been extremely versatile. Like, that's great. I'm not saying that he's not great, but I feel like people talk about Drew right now as if he's like Hakeem, Tim Duncan, Scottie Pippen in just like a 6'2" body. He's not like that. He's not that nasty, but he is great. But yes, I like the Derek White pick at 5.
Love it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think I want to reward the Celtics defense because they're so great. And it's tough because they have so many good defensive players. But I think Derek White's been the best one. He's not going to win it. It's hard to win it as a guard. We saw Marcus Smart do it a couple years ago. And there's kind of a push from a lot of people to like want to reward more guards. It's just hard to be that effective when you can only defend one guy every possession. But Derek White's not a regular guard. He's like Drew Holiday where he can defend guys a little bit bigger than him. He's good helping at the nail. He's good defending ISOs. Fantastic helping over screens. Just the full package and exactly what you want from a point of attack defender.
Yeah, I like that. Because for me personally, I do not have a single guard on my list. Never have, never will. I pick a guard to be defensive player of the year unless it's like some fake guard, like some 6'6" fake guard or whatever. But regardless of the fact, at number 5, I said his name earlier. I have Chet Holmgren up there, bro. He is that impactful.
Love it.
On all aspects of the court, not just at the rim, but also at the perimeter. He's long as hell. He's just the name and game of defense in the NBA is taking space. And of course, when you're that long and also you're that mobile, which is something that a lot of people seem to underrate as what makes someone a good defender, he is that. He takes negative space all the time when someone's trying to get to their point or when someone's trying to get to their place on the court. Unless you're like someone like, unless you got like 50 pounds overhead, then that may be a little bit tough for him in the post. But
yeah,
for the most part, no one does that in the league.
Yeah, Chet Holmgren's amazing. I'm glad you said that because I also have on my list, as I alluded to earlier. He's number 4 for me. He's higher than you have him. He is fantastic. I see people in the chat right now. Somebody mentioned Herb Jones. I want to put Herb Jones on here. I just didn't because Defense Player of the Year always comes down to you having to have a top 5 defense in the league to even be a competitor for it. So I think Herb Jones might be like first team all defense, maybe second team at worst, but he's not going to win DPOY just because the team defense isn't good enough.
They're 17th right now.
Yeah, not great. They would be way worse if not for him. He's holding them above the top 20 purely on his own accord. But Chet Holmgren, man, early in the season they were top 5 in defense with a rookie manning that shit. They fell down a little bit. What did we see earlier? I think they were 6th.
Yeah.
I can see them getting back in the top 5. And if they're top 3 coming in the year, even top 5, this man is getting votes, which is crazy for a rookie.
I know, bro. I know. He's having the rookie season that a lot of us thought Wemby was going to have. He's just that ridiculous.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you have him on your list, Donovan?
Yeah, I want to jump just into my straight 3 because you guys already talked about my 4 and my 5. So at 5, I have Chet Holmgren, and at 4, I have Derek White.
Okay, dude, we are in lockstep today.
I think that, yeah, and Mo, everything that y'all said about guards not being like really able to win this award just because like when you look at defenses and how you build a good defense, you need that rim protection, you need a big. I just don't care about that. Like I really want to be able to give guards that credit because like if you're not guarding on the perimeter, your defense is also going to be tough. You're just making life harder for that big. And so there is a certain level that you have to give that player. And like Derek White right now is in the 90th percentile in terms of points per possession on defense. So when he's on the floor, the Boston defense is -7 and -7.6.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's like
crazy.
When he's on the floor, the Celtics are locked down. And so I'm putting him at 4 and then Chet at 5 for all the reasons that Mo said as well.
Wow. Okay, I love it.
So who's your 3? You said you want to skip straight to 3. Who do you got at 3? Are you finna shock us?
I mean, I don't know. Are you guys shocked if I put Giannis at 3?
No, that's not shocking at all.
I shouldn't be. I am because I didn't put Giannis on my list. I didn't really think about him because their defense is ass. But he is Giannis, so I can't be mad at it.
No one can over against that argument.
I feel like, and I've been hard on the Bucks, and I've been hard on their defense. It is getting better, and so I do think that like towards the end of the year, they're going to be in the top half of the league, maybe even pushing top 10, and that's a little bit low for somebody to win DPOY. But like you said, it's Giannis, and it's just very hard for me not to see him in like the top 3. And
Yeah.
I just like even though that the Bucks defense is trash, you watch Bucks games and you see how he's able to like affect the game. I just have to put him at 3.
Okay. I'm gonna interrupt this real quick because we have another lookalike of you in the chat that I think we have to address because
Me?
this one has serious validity. They are saying you look like Cole from Martin. How do you want to respond to these allegations?
Oh shit!
Not only
They got you.
Gotcha, that's for real. They got you.
Oh,
listen,
shit.
I'll take this because I've actually met Cole from Martin.
What?
I met him when I was in 7th grade. He came to 7th grade, so either 7th or 8th grade. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. 10th grade. He came to my high school, and
Why was he at a high school?
Listen, I don't know. He was giving a speech to like the creative writing class, and so I went to a predominantly Hispanic high school. All the black people were in there trying to meet Cole. And so I got a picture with Cole. I need to find it, but yeah. So
Bro, if
I'll
you can
take
find
it.
the picture, send it to me right now. We'll put that bitch on stream because
Let me see
that
if I
must have
have
been
it.
Spider-Man meme. You pointing at Cole and
Yeah, Cole pointed at that bitch. Like, oh.
Let's see.
And you probably had that haircut too, did you? When you were in 10th grade, or
you
what?
did have a high top in high school.
I did. I rocked a high top for a long time. I rocked it honestly from 6th grade to 8th grade. Took a year off, and then I brought it back in 10th grade. It was short in 10th grade, and then I brought it back for like 2 weeks in senior year.
Someone said creative writing equals crayon eaters.
That's all it means.
Listen, that's what they were. That's what they were. They finished every essay with, and then they woke up and it was a dream. Like they suck. They suck.
That's such a high school ass way to finish a story.
Yeah, bro, that is hilarious, bro. That
But
is
yeah, man,
hilarious.
had to take our attention away real quick. Someone said, "Is Donovan Dominican?"
That's Nikhil, man. That's Nikhil.
That is
That's the
hilarious.
producer.
Nikhil, get off my live.
That is
That's hilarious.
Yo, I'm dead as hell.
All right, Mo, who do you have it for
Yeah,
DPOY?
rolling into my 4.
No, I'm crying because somebody commented, ay. No, man, you guys are
I don't know why that
racist.
was so
This
funny.
is crazy.
Okay. All right. Rolling at number 4, super unpopular pick in my opinion because how down bad this team is. But this team has not moved.
My bad. Someone said creative writing equals global glue sniffers.
Glue sniffers, whoa. Calling you a glue sniffer is crazy as fuck.
That's hilarious.
God.
No, this is
People were saying,
fantastic.
I see people spamming, can we donate? The link's in the description. You see support the stream. That's the donation link.
Yeah, exactly, y'all.
Again,
Davey
this
says, Isaac, you have to
means
upload again.
We're supporting Mo. We are getting Mo out the hood as quickly as possible.
Facts. Someone says, Davey Knack says, Isaac, you have to upload again. Coming soon.
Yes,
say that.
Exactly.
If
You
it'll
wanna go
stay,
ahead?
I don't know. I'm notoriously unreliable at uploading consistently. But there will be at least 1 or 2 videos coming.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
All right, sorry to interrupt you, Mo. Who's your next pick?
No, you good. So my next pick, unpopular opinion, Jaren Jackson Jr. Memphis
Okay.
Grizzlies have been trashed at a whole lot of things, but their defense has not fallen off of a cliff completely. Last year, they were number 2, and of course, that was led by Defensive Player of the Year, Jaren Jackson Jr. This year, they're number 9. You know what I'm saying?
That's impressive for being a bad team.
Sizable fall off. You know what I'm saying? But that just goes to show, like, he is doing his job still. He's not supposed to be meant or asked to be the face of the offense or the secondary creator or whatever the case may be, like he is right now. But when it comes to doing what he does on defense, he's still holding down the job. He's still doing his job. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's not getting as many blocks as we're used to seeing because he has less ability and freedom to roam because he doesn't have Steven Adams by his side and he just has, you know what I'm saying, other bigs who really normally don't get that much playing time. And so there's going to be some regression a little bit, but nothing has changed about his game individually. 1-to-1 is just a situation around him that is, you know what I'm saying, been poor.
I respect it. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't on my list because they were so bad. I didn't really think about him in that light, but Ja's going to come back, and they're going to normalize as a team, and there's a lot of season left. So if they're already the 9th defense, once their offense comes back to not tanking them every game, their defense is going to keep getting better. And once they get back to it being a top 8 defense or whatever it's going to be, Jaren's going to be in that limelight as a top-tier defender again. So you're right, because this list is projecting to end of the year. We should have had Jaren on our list. Donovan, did you?
No, I did not.
Yeah, we slept. We should have had Jaren on our list for sure. I didn't think about it. I honestly didn't even know they were number 9 in defense like that. I'm kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we all know, like, they're not your normal trash team. They're only trash for one, particularly, But once John Morant gets back, Desmond Bane is allowed to be in his comfortable zone, although he's already been snapping, you know what I'm saying? So you have a better version of Desmond Bane. Year 4 or 5, John Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr., who haven't skipped a beat at all, they're still going to be a good team. Don't know if they're going to be great or if they're going to be, as deadly of a playoff threat as they were last year.
They are not making the playoffs. They are cooked.
You know what I'm saying?
They're in a deep hole. They're in a deep hole.
Yeah, they're in a deep hole. But Jaren Jackson Jr. is still there, and that's all that matters right now in this conversation.
All right. At my number 3, let's keep it moving. I have Evan Mobley. Similar reasons. What you just did with Jaren projecting is I did with Evan Mobley. They're currently not a top-tier defense like they were last year. Weird reasons for that. They've had a lot of injuries, a lot of just like not gelling on either side. Evan Mobley hasn't lost a step. He's been just as fantastically talented defensively. I'm assuming they're going to continue to rise back up the defensive leaderboard as the year goes on. And I think it's going to be one of those things where we're going to look up in the year and be like, oh, they weirdly have the 5th best defense in the league, and Evan Mobley is still incredible, erasing everything. That's kind of what happened last year. Like he wasn't in the DPOY talks until like the last 2 months of the year that everybody was like, oh yeah, I'm voting for him actually, number 1. And he ended up finishing top 3. I think we're going to see a similar thing this year, and he's going to shock people by the end of the year.
Yeah. Okay. That's a great pick. That's solid. Shout out to Evan Mobley, man.
Let's go.
Nice.
Mo, who's your 3rd?
Ooh. What's next? 3rd? I hate to give this goddamn team credit because I fucking hate them, but gosh, I hate that I'm saying this. New York Knicks, Mitchell Robinson. He is ridiculous. That boy is special. That 6'11", 7-foot dude who be listening to country songs. He is special defensively, man. He is everywhere on the court. He's not your normal 7-footer whatsoever. I always knew this, you know what I'm saying? He's in a similar vein. Well, let me not say that at all. But
go ahead and praise him.
I'm gonna praise him just a little bit. All right, Cook for 2 seconds. He is one of the best defensive centers in the year of 2023, and he is in that exact same type of mold that every team needs in order to be a serious threat. You know what I'm saying? So very
underrated player this year. I forgot the stats. I haven't looked at it in a while. Monstrous rebounding numbers, which obviously is a part of Defensive Player of the Year. He's just like head and shoulders above everybody right now in terms of rebounding percentage. He's been incredible, so I respect it. Donovan, is he on your top 2?
He's not in my top 2. And Mo, thank you for giving Mitchell Robinson all that praise. The reason why he's not in my top 5 is because he's not going to play enough games. He's going to get surgery. He's going to be out minimum 8 weeks today.
That's a long time.
Hurts, man.
Damn.
Yeah. He's getting surgery. They said 8 to 10 weeks is the timetable, so he's not going to play for a while. But before we all know that he's not going to win the award, thank you, Mo, for giving him credit. I appreciate that.
God damn it! I always lose.
Real quick. Also, quick note: somebody just said that Trae Young just got ejected from the game.
What'd he do?
I don't know, but apparently your boy is acting up. So bad 10 seconds for Mo here. Love it.
And we're getting our backs blown out too by the Denver Nuggets, of course. It's 106-86.
He didn't want to play.
To start someone named Harrison Matthews, who's just looks like a regular person or whatever. Good player, but it's like, bro, we have multiple better options. But it's whatever. Oh god, yeah, it's gross.
All right, man.
Anyways,
we got 2 spots left for DPOY. I think we don't have to belabor it. We all know who are the top 2.
Yes.
Some combination of Mr. Rudy Gobert and Anthony Davis.
Yes.
Did y'all both pick Rudy Gobert?
Yeah.
So disappointed.
I don't want to. I don't listen. I
Rudy
don't.
fan. Rudy fan.
I'm not. Let's not. Let's listen. Let's be so serious right now. Let's not get any false narratives out there. I'm not a Rudy Gobert fan, but he's hooping. But he's hooping and he's fantastic. And the Timberwolves have the best defense in the league, and it's because Rudy Gobert is on that level. And it's just like every single night, whether it's his shot blocking, his rebounding, his ability to just alter shots and just make people not even want to look at the basket because he's there and people get scared. Like,
Yeah,
he's hooping. So
it's a
yeah,
real
shout out Rudy. You're gonna get your fourth or fifth or fifth.
I don't even remember how
Fourth.
many he has.
I
Probably
think it
four.
was 3, so it's
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, no way he'd be 5.
You're gonna get your fourth. Shout out to you, Rudy. You've been doing a good job.
Mo, did you go Gobert?
No, I actually went Anthony Davis from a number 1 and Rudy Gobert from a number 2, and
Let's
that's
go.
because projecting later into the season, I would not be surprised if the Los Angeles Lakers end up surpassing the Minnesota Timberwolves in the standings, but also that must mean that they surpass them in the defensive category as well. Now, it's hard to do that because they have fucking Rudy Gobert and all these other phenomenal defensive players or defensive pieces, but with that still being said, narratives have to take place in this conversation. And just thinking and saying that Anthony Davis retires his NBA career without a single Defensive Player of the Year award is insane. Asinine. Someone needs to be thrown in jail, and someone needs to also be
Thrown in
robbed.
jail.
Sadly, Rudy Gobert might have to be robbed in this scenario. You know what I'm saying? Just for the sake of how people will talk about the NBA for years to come. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everyone saw what he did during the IST. Everyone saw the phenomenal performance he's been putting on over the last few games, over the last 2 seasons defensively. So it's his time.
I'm undecided. I'm starting a poll. I'm going to let chat decide for me because this is incredibly difficult. On the surface, it might look easy because Rudy Gobert, like Donovan said, number 1 defense. It's because of him. He's just as dominant as he has in previous years. I don't want to take that away from him at all. If the season ended today, Rudy Gobert wins DPOY, probably unanimously, honestly. He's been that level of great. But the Lakers played most of the season without Jared Vanderbilt. He's only been there for 4 games. And without a lot of their other forwards. They've been super injured. So that's kind of kept them out of being a top 5 defense. If we go here and we look at just the last 4 games, which is the games that Jared Vanderbilt has played, granted, tiny sample size, the Lakers are number 1 in defense. Pretty easily.
By far.
Pretty easily. And I think that, like I said, small sample size, so take that with whatever grain of salt you want. I think that's going to maintain for the rest of the season. And if the end of the season comes around and the Lakers are a top 3 defense the rest of the way because Jared Vanderbilt's back to really bolster them along with AD, that is enough to make AD win DPOI, I think. For the reason Mo said, narrative-wise, people want to give Anthony Davis a DPOI. He deserves one for his career, and like this is the best chance he's going to have. Also, the way these votings typically work, you can't peak in the first half of the season. Their narrative is already too strong for Rudy Gobert. They're already started off as a number 1 defense. I think they have to maintain that, or by the time the end of the season comes around, the narrative is going to be the Timberwolves defense is trending downwards while the Lakers are trending upwards.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, it's going to be like when Scottie Barnes won Rookie of the Year. Evan Mobley was better wire to wire. All season we thought Evan Mobley would be Rookie of the Year. But Scottie Barnes had a really strong last couple months, and he snagged the award because of recency bias in voters' minds. That same thing can happen to Anthony Davis, especially coming off the in-season tournament victory. If they're a top 3 defense, AD's going to win it. Donovan, my question to you is, do you think they're going to be a top 3 defense?
Yeah, I think they have a good chance. I'm with you that I think like awards are solidified in like the last like 20 games, but the cases and the narratives are built in the first 20. And I think that for a lot of people, the damage is quote unquote damage. That's already been done when it comes to Gobert. And because the Timberwolves have started out this hot, they're 17-4. Everybody knows that they have a great defense. Everybody knows that Rudy Gobert has won DPOY 3 times before. And the entire league is saying, oh, he's back. Like Rudy Gobert is elite. He is this. That case is probably going to carry him through the All-Star break. And like you said, all you have to do is maintain. And so as long as he doesn't fall off a cliff, I think he has a very big lead right now, and it's going to be hard for AD to make that up. So that's why I'm picking Gobert.
Yeah. Me personally, seeing how the awards have been tossed out over the last 20, 30 games and how these conversations have gone just absolutely disgusting. That's why I'm just leaning towards Anthony Davis. I don't think he's undeserving. I just think Rudy Gobert is probably more deserving. Now, of course, we can't speak how things will look like 60 games into the season, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if Anthony Davis can be neck and neck with him, I know Kendrick Perkins is going to fire that good old bad boy propaganda up and go ahead and vote for Anthony Davis and just spew the nastiest argument ever, dequalifying Rudy Gobert. And I think he lands his first one, Anthony Davis.
Yeah. Well, I'm seeing in chat. I said chat's and decide for me. I'm undecided, but 54% of y'all pick Anthony Davis over the Frenchman. So you know what? We're going Anthony Davis number 1. Simple and plain. I listen to the people, and the people have spoken. Y'all don't fuck with Rudy Gobert, and that's fine. I love both these players.
Yeah, Rudy's special, man. Rudy is special. But now, does this mean that we get to talk about the most exciting award right now?
Crayon eaters, lock the fuck in. I need to see y'all spam in the chat. Because y'all need to, if y'all are watching right now, you're over there doing something else, you're watching games, get back to your computers, get back to your phones, spam that chat. It is MVP time. I need y'all active because I want to hear y'all's input.
Facts. Lock in. Pop that new pack of crayons as if it's a pack of cigarettes. Because we finna be like this is where the real propaganda begins. This is where it starts. You know what I'm saying? And sheesh. Isaac, do you want to go ahead and kick us off in this conversation and tell us who your number 5 is?
I do. My number 5 is somebody that we have been praising the fuck out of. Some comments may say glazing. You're wrong. I don't care. Tyrese Halliburton's number 5.
Oh! Tyrese
Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton is firmly in MVP conversations. At the season end today, I think he might be higher than 5. But projecting going forward for the rest of the season, who knows if they can maintain being the best offense of all time. That's hard to imagine. Maybe he won't be 27 points per game on incredible efficiency and the best passer in the world. Who knows? But I think he's already given himself enough credit that he's going to be in these convos. And I think the 5th spot, just barely getting on the ballot, is perfect for a guy that has clearly ascended to superstar status. And only reason he's not higher is because the team just won't be good enough.
That is huge, man. That is huge. I love that. I don't necessarily agree because of, standings logistics and other players who are in the similar mode, and I think they might be just straight up better. But I digress. I like it. What do you think, Donovan?
I can't go that far. I can't give Tyrese. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Boo!
I know. Bring it on.
L.
My 5. I have Jason Tatum at my 5.
Solid 5.
I think when we talk about MVP and the precedent of the award and how things normally go, best player, best team, Tatum is at least going to get on the ballot, where we're going to look up in March and the Celtics are going to have X amount of wins and they're going to be in the 1 seed or the 2 seed. And everyone's going to say, why isn't Jason Tatum getting any love? He does this every single year. He just comes out here, drops 30, they're winning, da-da-da. He's going to be on the ballot. I'm giving him 5.
I had Jason Tatum at 6, but again, I can agree. He'll probably realistically be on the ballot. I just want to reward some other guys that I think will get more higher votes, but you're right. He'll be on there somewhere.
Yeah, he's like the quintessential. You have to be on the ballot, man. You know what I'm saying? He always is. It's going to be him for maybe the next 4 or 5 years of his career. Do I think he'll win it? Just
I wouldn't vote for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't at all. But with that being said, at number 5, I have Luka Doncic.
Okay. Yeah. So I see somebody in the comments was like, "Did y'all not include Did y'all not include De'Aaron Fox? Did any of y'all include Fox?"
What Kings fan said that shit? Just say his name, Isaac.
I got some bad news for you. We did not include De'Aaron Fox in our top 5.
And you know what? I don't really feel bad about it either. He's been great. Shout out to him. He can be all NBA third team this year. He's been fantastic. I'm not voting for him for MVP. I know there's been a growing narrative of that. There's a lot of young guards who are deserving. I don't think he's a better case than Tyrese, a better case than maybe even Anthony Edwards, or any of the other guards that are up here in the competition.
Yeah, man, and that's a sad truth and reality of the situation for now. Now, if the Sacramento Kings were to pick up hella steam and he was a top 2 seed in the Western Conference, then okay, that is a fair assessment. You know what I'm saying? But he's not putting up a generational stat line or doing anything that hasn't been seen before, like what Tyrese Halliburton's doing. So I don't think it's quite fair just yet to put him in those conversations. But I'm not gonna say you're crazy. I'm not gonna say he's crazy for that.
It's not crazy, but I think he could be like 6, 7, 8, whatever. But I didn't even include Jason Tatum or I didn't include Luka Doncic because there's so many people that are deserving. Maybe I should include Luka because projecting forward, he'll probably earn his way on there. Yeah. But I just think there's other people that have done more for their team this year and have had the winning to match it. And I'm not sure I'm confident anymore that the Mavs are going to be good enough that Luka doesn't get serious votes just because they're mid.
Yes.
Is that what you put him 5?
Yeah, I put him at 5. I put him at 5 because I think Luka is obviously the better player than Tyrese Halliburton. But, you know what I'm saying, I don't think the Mavs and the Pacers and the stands will necessarily move the needle. And I think what is eventually going to be the tiebreaker is just who straight up is the better player. And obviously Luka clears because he's fucking Luka Doncic. And, earlier this season, we saw the Dallas Mavericks. They were, a top 2, 3 seed in the Western Conference. They were on an insane streak. They're one of the best offenses in the NBA. And then what do you know? Of course, Grant Williams doesn't shoot like 60% from the three-point line. Things regress a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Tim Hardaway Jr., his efficiency dies down just a little bit. Luka Doncic, of course he's Luka Doncic, might be one of the greatest players of all time when it's all said and done, but he cannot be putting up like 40 every single night. So with that being said, from the start of the season, I said that this team will not, you know what I'm saying, thrive to be a playoff team. That was my personal opinion, you know. So that's the reasoning why I have Luka at 5.
Okay, but you still feel like his individual greatness is enough to warrant him being a top 5 pick?
Yeah. There's only so much where you can be dinged down for your team, for the team success, and Luka Doncic is one of those players where he's just like bulletproof from that because he's just so good.
Yeah, and he's kind of like Jason Tatum, where he's so good and he's perennially going to be on the back half of these ballots for like years to come. I didn't personally award those guys just because I think there's so many players this year that have like legitimately been like MVP candidate caliber guys that like have the team success to match, have been the driving factor of that, have either made leaps, gotten better, and just been like exceptional to the point where they're clearly carrying their team to really high standings. That I didn't tend to lean towards these guys that are just like there because they're good enough and always will be. But I can respect it. You know, I can't be mad at Luka Doncic being your top 5.
Mm-hmm. That's hard. I like it.
Donovan, is he in your top 5?
He is, because he's at number 4 for me.
Okay.
Like Mo, I just think that the numbers are just going to be stupid.
They are for sure.
He's gonna have outlandish 2K numbers, and the Mavs. Again, they're not going to be one of the best teams in the West. But if you're just talking about the 4th or 5th person on a ballot, Luka is going to be good enough statistically, eye test wise, to pass all the tests, check all the boxes. He should be on the ballot, I think, at the end of the year. I'll put him at 4, and I'll give him that respect.
Listen, they're the 3 seed right now because things are wonky in games played. They have less wins than the teams below them, but it's because they've played less games. So, because like the Lakers had the extra game with the in-season tournament, so maybe they'll finish that high. And if they're the 3 seed, Luka is absolutely going to be in this list, probably closer to 3 or 2 or something like that. We'll see the names above. Maybe you can convince me to put him back on my list based on the names you guys see coming forward, but I don't know.
Okay. I want to hear the next name on your list.
Okay. So, Donovan, you had Luka at 4. Let's go ahead and write that in. Number 4. This is kind of the same thing y'all did with those 2 picks. I put Giannis at 4.
Okay.
How do y'all feel? Did y'all have Giannis on your list?
Whoa, you had no
Giannis
on your list?
I did not have Giannis.
See, to me, I think it's nonsense to have Luka and Tatum and no Giannis.
Yeah, because Giannis has played some of the best basketball in his career.
He's been incredible, and the team is just better. They're going to be a top 2 seed. He's a two-way player, unlike Luka. He's averaging his 30, highly efficient, one of the better scoring years of his career. I know things aren't clicking defensively like they have in the past. You put Giannis on your DPOY ballot.
I understand that.
How can he not be in your MVP ballot if that's the case?
Narratives.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, the narrative coming into the season was that the Bucks were gonna be runaway, like it was gonna be them and the Celtics runaway. This team, like this Dame Giannis, was gonna be fantastic, and even though that they lost Drew Holiday, the defense was gonna be great. and they have not looked as well as everybody thought that they were. And so for Giannis, they are at a point where you are going to be judged by what happens in the playoffs. You are going to be expected, and in the regular season, you're going to be expected to win 55, 60 games. If they don't do that, I think a lot of people are going to look at the Bucks regular season and say, this was a failure. And so I think that there's a very real case that like the narrative surrounding the Bucks is that they were not good enough. And other people like a Tatum, like a Luka who's just being stupid and, narratives is going to be in the conversation.
They're 1.5 games behind the Celtics. You said the narrative is they're going to run away, be up there.
Do you understand? Do you understand that Joel Embiid won MVP because of hashtag narratives, because of race relation talk and just straight like foolery? These narratives, listen, come February when everybody's just bored out of their minds and we're just yapping just to fill up time, people are going to say some stuff about Giannis and about the Bucks. If they're still like where they are right now, they're going to say stuff and it's going to discredit him. I promise you. So like, it's not to me like if you want to swap Luka out for Giannis on my list, I'm completely fine with that. I'm projecting and I'm just seeing a whole bunch of people taking this weird angle on the Bucks later on in the season.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm gonna give him, but I think it's one of those things where I think he's more likely to get narrative credit than any of these other guys because Giannis is top 3 every year, top 2 player in the world. I think people will give him more of that credit than they will negative credit, especially because even if the Bucks are disappointing, like we're saying they're disappointing now. We had last pod we were talking about the coaching issues and things aren't quite working. They're still 1.5 games behind the Celtics, so I think they just have such a high floor that they're not going to be like the Mavs last year where they're incredibly disappointing and are like in the play-in race then miss. That's not possible for this team. So I think just because they're guaranteed to be a top 3 seed, that it's going to be hard for him to get seriously dinged that way.
If you want to move Luka out, that's fine. We can do that and I'll be okay. 4 and 5 on my ballot don't matter for me. Like those are the spots where people just say, I want to give this guy credit because he had a good year. You can be the 4th person on the MVP ballot. Go ahead. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
All right, man. Mo, who's your 4?
Okay. So at number 4, I have Jason Tatum. We talked about this earlier.
Okay.
Blah, blah, rah, rah. Same boring conversation. We can just move on to number 3. And
who's number 3?
With that being said, number 3 is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Chats was spamming me up this entire time. Isaac, you fire just lit on your eyes when you said that. Seems like we are around the same page or whatever. But Shai, this is people were talking about this since last year. This dude could be MVP. I didn't want to believe it, but goddamn, he might be the MVP simply because the numbers are undeniable. He's still efficient, still putting up 30 with a better team and better teammates around him. You know what I'm saying? The defense is there. He's a great defender. Bro, there's just nothing that can go against his case at all.
Earlier, me and Donovan were locked in lockstep. Right now, it's me and Mo. I have Shai at 3. And it was so easy for me. I didn't even consider anybody else. He's so clearly number 3 to me.
Yeah. He's the perfect
Donovan, is he on your list? I see you quiet over there.
He's number 3 on my list too.
Let's go! This is a pro or a man podcast.
We are here.
Yeah. TD3 peak ascension.
This man, last year, he averaged 30 points per game. I think 32. What was it? Yeah, it was, or maybe 31. Something in that range. And people were like, free throw merchant, do it in the playoffs. How are y'all going to make him a top 10 player off of 1 year? Yada, yada, yada. Everybody wanted to find a reason to not admit that Shai had taken superstar leap. This year, he's not getting the same free throws as last year. He's not getting that call he used to get. And hold on, Siri's fucking popped on my computer.
He's
messing up my rant. Go away.
In the meantime,
oh my God.
Shai averaged 31.4 points per game last year.
Can y'all hear that?
No, that's
Shai averaged 31 points last year. He's averaging 30.5 this year. He was taking 11 free throws a game last year. He's taking 7.6 this year. So 4 less free throws and basically still the same amount of points.
That's impressive. That's hard as fuck to do, bro.
On better efficiency from the field, from 3, and from the free throw line.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Isaac,
did my mic cut out just now?
No, you're good. We heard you the entire time.
I was freaking out.
But Isaac, you put me on last year. You ever since you used this quote, you haven't said it again, and I hate you for that. You need to start using this motherfucker whenever a player is starting to ascend. Playoff proof. That is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's game right there. His game is impeccable, and there's no serious flaws or holes or anything necessarily that you can scheme him out of the game to cause his team to lose. There's nothing that you can directly attack because he is a player whose game is built for the playoffs based off of his play style and also the bag and the counters that he has on his counters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. One of y'all's moving around a lot, and I hear your chair squeaking like crazy. I don't know who it is, but sit still.
What do you expect? Well, I'm on a low productive budget. Leave me alone, man.
Yeah, man. Shai has been just as great as it was last year. They're the 2 seed, bro. They're legitimately a contender with one of the youngest teams in the NBA. He has to be in the top 3 for MVP.
And
go ahead.
And leading the league in steals with almost 3 steals a game. He's averaging 2.8 steals right now. That's crazy.
Legitimately 2-way player. Like, he's not a slouch. Like, I have Tyrese Halliburton at 5, Shai at 3. That's a debate for me for, like, who's the 3rd best point guard in the league.
Yeah.
Shai is a legitimately good defensive player. Tyrese is a cone. That's the difference between those two. And it's just like, I don't know the argument for not putting him top 3. Can y'all think of a devil's advocate argument?
Being devil's advocate, the only thing that I could like try to pinpoint as like, oh, you're not top 3, is there is none. There is none legitimately, bro. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I can like the only thing that would help is like, oh, what do you have one?
I guess the argument would more so be why Tyrese is number 3 over Shai, not necessarily that like Shai isn't top 3. But for Tyrese, but for Tyrese, I guess the argument is he is like on a different level of passing. And when Tyrese is in the game, the Pacers literally have the best offense in NBA history, right? When he's out there and everything is flowing, they are unstoppable on offense. And defensively, you can say, well, they're doing that because of their system, right? Like they have some capable defenders, but that's because of the way that they play. They've made a conscious choice to play this fast style of basketball. But offensively, there might be a level that Tyrese is able to raise the floor that Shai can't because of the passing difference and the playmaking.
Yeah, I can see that. I think Shai's playmaking is very underrated. Like you said, the Pacers clearly play the style that facilitates Tyrese having these assist numbers. And Tyrese is clearly, like I say that, but he's a way better passer than Shai is. Like it is night and day difference. But like I think Shai's a better passer than like a Damian Lillard, who's another score-oriented guard. I think Shai can really use that driving ability he has to create advantages, drawing 2 defenders and kicking it out. Not like a really high-level passer that can like create opportunities out of thin air, but more than capable enough that I'm not going to ding him for that anyway.
Yeah, man. Ooh-wee.
All right, well, listen, so all in lockstep. Shai at 3. I think we might have the same 2 and 1.
Well, we have to, right? Every year is the same 2 and 1. Top 2, no secret. Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid. Who here picked Joel Embiid?
Joel Embiid wasn't in my ballot. God damn.
What?
He was not on my ballot. He was not on my ballot.
Joel Embiid's not top 5 for you?
He was not top 5 in my ballot. And that's because...
What? If the season ended today, I think he would win.
Carries. It's not about the season. Yeah, if the season ended today, then I don't think he would win it either. But anyways, he would definitely be on the ballot. But regardless of the fact, totality of the season, I have someone else there. And I feel like every other player that I've had on my ballot so far, which, again, I can read out to everyone else. At number 5, I had Luka, 4, Tatum, 3, SGA, 2, Giannis, and number 1.
Can I predict who I think you have it too?
Unless you didn't hear me, sure.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah, he just said
it. Go ahead. Say it.
Is it LeBron?
Fuck no.
Okay, you pick the. You're
crazy. I ain't that crazy.
You're crazy as fuck. You picked Joel Embiid off here. First of all, I was trying to rationalize it, but who's there?
Giannis.
Giannis at 2?
Yeah, Giannis.
Okay, so interesting. Okay, well obviously I have Joel Embiid at 2, and I have Nikola Jokic at 1.
Cool.
Donovan, who do you have?
He's like, cool. Yeah, I have Joel at 2, and I have Jokic at 1.
Okay, so let's Mo. Do you have Nikola Jokic at 1?
Yeah, I have Jokic at 1 for sure.
Wow. So let's unpack this. Why does Giannis deserve to be there and not Joel Embiid?
It's not about Giannis deserving to be there over Joel Embiid. This conversation more so. I was supposed to Joel Embiid in this conversation. He would be like 5. I would just kick Luka out because I don't know how valid or how realistic the Dallas Mavericks playoff chances are, or how they were. They'll be in the playoff or in the standings at all.
Hold on, I think your mic's dying again. Your connection's messing up. Hold that thought for a second. Okay, you're back. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, cool. You hear me? I'm all good?
You're good.
Yeah. Like I was saying, this is not about Giannis. This is more so about Luka, and that's where I would put Joel Embiid into this conversation for me personally. Now everyone else above him that I have, I think they'll either just have as good of a regular season or have better standings team wise, and that's my logic that I'm going for there. So again, I had Tatum at 4. He's going to be better. The Boston Celtics are going to be the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Cool. 3, Thunder. They're going to have a better record than the Philadelphia 76ers. 2, the Bucks. They might have a better record. Right now they do, but who knows? And then number 1, Jokic, because no explanation needed.
Yeah. I get it. I think it's insane. Listen, I am as critical as anybody about Joel Embiid and how he is big hearted, and every year we cannot rely on him to have any serious run in the playoffs. 1, because of his lack of efficiency. 2, because he's always hurt. Maybe that's why the lack of efficiency happens. Who knows? I say all that to say, he was a deserving MVP last year, despite the jokes you make about Kendrick Perkins winning it for him, because it's true. But he was MVP caliber for sure. This motherfucker got way better this year. Nick Nurse lit a fire under him, unlocked his playmaking. He's just as good of a scorer, averaging career high in assists, playing a style of basketball that I think is way more conducive to winning, will be more conducive to winning in the playoff setting with Tyrese Maxey as his running mate, who he's making a big leap. We all picked him to be his most improved player. He's able to do that because of the style Joel Embiid is playing and opening that playmaking up. Their whole style of play is through dribble handoffs now instead of isolation. Only reason Tyrese Maxey can do what he does is because Joel Embiid has so much gravity there and can feed him at the right spots. I think it's easier to argue that he should be 1, given Nikola Jokic's recent struggles in the past couple games, than it is for him to be off the ballot. I had a hard time still putting Jokic at 1, honestly.
Well, yeah, but keep in mind the whole goal of this ballot is projecting towards the end of the season.
For sure. That's why I went Jokic 1. I agree. But Joel Embiid has been that good that if the season ended today, Joel Embiid would be 1, which again isn't the point of the episode. So I feel you on that. But I don't see them getting worse as a team. I don't see his scoring falling off. I don't see his playmaking falling off. He's been as good as a defender as he has been in recent years. This year he's been top notch. Again, I think Nick Nurse impact. Plus they just have better defensive talent around him with Nick Batum, DeAnthony Melton, and all them. I just don't know how we don't reward somebody who we know is one of the best regular season players.
That's fair.
I agree. I agree. I think with Embiid, whenever you get to the point where people are saying
the comments are spamming, let Donovan sneeze. You're clearly holding back a sneeze.
Oh no, I was yawning before. I don't have to sneeze now. I'm good now. Listen, if I have to sneeze, I'm low-key. I'm trying not to burp, but whatever. That's really what it is. It's not to sneeze. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, with Embiid, when you get to the point in his career, after you win an MVP and everyone's like, okay, do it in the playoffs. We saw that with Giannis a couple years ago, after he won back-to-back, and even the year after, he was still top 5. He was 4th in MVP voting. So I think that there's still going to be a level of respect for him, for Embiid this year and everything that he's doing. And we talk about narratives a lot with this award. The idea that, hey, you lost Harden, you lost your number 1, you lost your point guard, didn't even have a training camp, and you were able to come in, had a new coach, and have looked honestly better than you ever have. Your passing has gone to another level. You're still elite on both ends of the floor. Embiid has to be top 5 for me, really top 3 at this point in the season. And so, yeah, he has a case. I don't think there's anywhere where he drops below 4 this year.
You guys bring a compelling argument. I am a man who likes to admit when they are wrong, and damn it, I might be wrong. So with that being said, Luka Doncic, say goodbye. No longer top 5. Joel Embiid, welcome to the top 5. Specifically, also, something that I realized today too. Okay, so backtracking just a little bit. I've let the narratives get to me, and a couple podcasts ago, or maybe last 2 podcasts ago, Isaac, you use this verbiage called blank tax. You use this towards specifically the Chicago Bulls. That same tax is getting applied to Joel Embiid. I have even heftier tax because of how much I believe in you. Got like New York, California type taxes with me when I'm talking to him. You know what I'm saying? So, but regardless, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, Joel Embiid in the regular season is ridiculous. He is one of he's been over the last few years, he's been performing like one of the 5 best regular season performers like in history, right? He's top 3 in points per game, period, in the NBA right now throughout his career and in the regular season. But, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, that tax is crazy for me. And I don't want to put in that effort.
I see a lot of people in the comments saying, what about LeBron? The more that I'm thinking about it as I'm reading these comments, I think I got to kick Tyrese Halliburton off and put LeBron on here.
There we go.
The Lakers are the 4 seed right now. And I know I've done a lot of Lakers exceptionalism in this pod, done a lot of biases on these awards. I think they're going to maintain being good. And earlier I gave AD to DPOY because, or I made the argument for it, I let Chad decide, because I think they're going to maintain that top 3 defense the rest of the season with Vando healthy. If that's the case, they're going to be good, bro. They're going to be a top 4 seed for sure, I think, if they maintain that level of defense. And if LeBron stays healthy, we all keep saying he's playing like a top 5 player. How do we not put him in the top 5 MVP if they are a top 4 team in the West?
If they're top 4 in the West, I don't know. It'll just be hard. Like, he is averaging at this point in the season 25, 8, and 7, which is just stupid at his age. You know what I'm saying? He's shooting 40% from the 3-point line. So it's like, the hell is this? But
he's nice.
Honestly, I think it's just like, I think they're just, it's hard. It's hard, dude. It's hard. I don't know.
Yeah, I see someone in the chat said Isaac glazing as always. I'll take it. Apparently, I'm a LeBron glazer now because I admit that one of the best players of all time is still one of the best players of all time. If that's who I'm going to be, I'll accept it. But assuming they're going to be as good as we all think they will, we all open the show talking about how we all have faith in them being a legit player in the West after the in-season tournament. How could LeBron not finish as a top 5 MVP candidate?
God,
listen, man, it's been 4 years since LeBron has had a top 5 MVP vote. Like, it's been a while, and I understand that like stuff has happened in between, but at the same time, like, give it up, old man. Like, bro, go home, please go home. Like, relax. You're doing too much, bro. You're trying too hard. Come on.
I'm tired of his ass. That's so funny,
Golly,
bro.
Man.
So I'm looking at my list right now, and just purely one Jokic, 2 Giannis, and 3 maybe at this point. I think the OKC Thunder will generally be a better team than the Los Angeles Lakers throughout the end of this regular season. So you just straight up lose that category. You know what I'm saying? 4, Boston Celtics. You know what I'm saying? I got Jason Tatum winning the award, so that's just not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But at 5, around the Joel Embiid range, that's where I have some flexibility. You know what I'm saying? So if I were to add LeBron in this situation, in this scenario, and if he wanted to surpass Joel Embiid in the historic regular season that he's been having, I might need to, man. Yeah, I don't know if there's room for LeBron, to be honest with you. There's just teams
you just said so much to say
I know.
LeBron can't
I backtrack, bro. Yeah,
it was like a 40-second preamble to say LeBron can't make it.
Yeah, he can't do it. And I'm talking myself through this. I'm just like, he has all these things going against him, and he still can't make it. Nah, it's not, bro. It's not happening.
I don't know. Chat? Who else have we left out that you think needs to be in here?
Obviously, a lot of people have been saying Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. I think Booker has a better case than KD.
Really? I feel the opposite. Just missed games. Like, just KD's been the rock holding them steady, and Booker's been out a while.
He gonna miss games. It's okay.
True.
He gonna miss games. You sound like you'll make sure it happens.
He just can't. He can't play a full season at this age. We just haven't seen. Bro, he twisted his ankle in layup lines last year. He's old.
That's hilarious.
It happens. It's not happening.
Yeah, man. Well, These are our list. Do y'all feel good? Any more tweaks you want to make before we get out of here?
No, I think I feel pretty good about my list, man. What about you?
Real quick. One name. Who's coach of the year right now?
Jamal Mosley.
Jamal Mosley. Oh no. Why am I blanking? What's the name of the Timberwolves coach? Chris Finch.
Chris Finch.
Yep.
Chris Finch. It's got to be Chris Finch. Nobody believed in that team. We all thought they'd be in the playing range and they're the 1 seed by far. It has to be Chris Finch, I think.
I'm going Chris Finch as well.
That's fair. Yeah. I would say, just to have a slight rebuttal real quick, talking about nobody believed in the Minnesota Timberwolves, that's absolutely true. People were cooking, frying. We are people. We were frying their entire future. But also at the same time, seeing how the Orlando Magic are currently built and seeing them have insane success, they just clamped the fuck out of Donovan Mitchell in the closing minutes of this game tonight. Obviously, led by no other Jonathan Isaac and Jalen Suggs in these last closing minutes. But seeing him just take their identity and turn it into something that no one thought what it would be and be missing a key element into today's NBA while still thriving and being one of the 3 best teams in the Eastern Conference so far, that's crazy. That's crazy. Now,
For sure.
Long term, you may be right. At the end of the season, I'll give y'all that. But right now, I'm just so in love with Jamal Mosley and what he's doing with the Orlando Magic.
Yeah. Real quick, we missed a donation because your rant. I'll let you cook. KG tipped $3. He said Bam Adebayo was snubbed from DPOI. Appreciate the $3, KG. I agree. He's that level of defender. Obviously, every year he should be in the mix. The team's defense just hasn't been quite good enough over some of the guys that we ended up giving the nod to at the bottom of the ballot. I won't be shocked at all if season ends and Bam's in that range. That's fine.
God, that is tough. Yeah, Bam has been phenomenal. But whenever people are talking about Bam this season, they're talking about the offensive leap that he's made. You know what I'm saying? And that's the most glaring part for the Miami Heat and the most shocking part. Defense, they haven't been surprising anyone whatsoever there. You know what I'm saying? Pretty average on that end. 14th right now, I'm looking at it.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, chat. I think that's the end of the stream. We're at the 2-hour mark. We got the MVP done. Every other major award. Appreciate y'all for coming out. It was a good stream. It was a far less spammy chat, which was because we had mods this time. So I know a lot of y'all were asking for that.
The
so
mods standing on business right now. Y'all ain't slick no more.
Hope y'all enjoyed that. And yeah, man. Stay tuned every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back here next week. Back here the week after that, and so on.